Hello, and welcome to Long Beach by Night, Season 2, Episode 2, The Last of All Oppressions. Let's meet our vampires.
Hi, I'm Melee Damage, and I'm playing Lula Castile, the Malkavian.
Sam DeLev. I'm playing Reese Keegan. I'm Ash Minnick, and I'm playing Vi.
I'm Malcolm Gersh, and I'm playing Saint Valentine.
And are you a Malkavian anymore? Are you a Malkavian?
Good question. Very good question.
I'm still very much a Tremere.
That's true. You are the essence of, you are the distilled essence of Tremere. And of course, I'm B. Dave Walters, your storyteller. As independent content creators, we rely both on your generosity in the form of bits and tips, but also by supporting our sponsors that make this show possible. Which this season we have a few.
Yay!
One, Dogmite Games makes a ton of kick-ass gaming gear for all your tabletop needs. With over 30 thematic sculpted designs, they're sure to have the perfect screen for your game. Check them out at dogmite.com. I have seen what they're making for me. I have seen the images and the renderings, and I look forward to holding it and doing terrible things from behind it. It is super dope. And of course, Backblaze, which none of this would happen without Backblaze. Hashtag #YevIsCanon. Backblaze, simple, unlimited online backup. No gimmicks, just $6 a month for Macs and PCs. You can back up your music, movies, photos, videos, fanfic, art. Should the Second Inquisition breach your database, get through your security, which never happens.
Shreknet is compromised.
Shreknet should have had Backblaze.
Shreknet will sell your data.
You can restore it digitally, you can restore it online, you can restore it via cell phone app. They will actually send you a physical hard drive if you like with your data on it. You can send it back to them. It is fantastic. Please visit backblaze.com/Long Beach by Night to sign up. And last but certainly not least, something very near and dear to my heart in particular, Games for Love. Games for Love is a kindness-oriented 501c3 nonprofit community of gamers for the purpose of easing the suffering of children in life-threatening conditions and to contribute towards building a sustainable financial future for them. So, please visit gamesforlove.org. And with that being said, let's continue with our vampire story. So, the last of all oppressions. Time has passed since that night in that cold sea cave in November. You haven't seen Valentina since Joey appeared and took her away. Neither have you seen Pander, Magdalena, or Amalia. When they disappeared into the night, they have not returned. Reese's childers scattered into the night. I'm sure there'll be no repercussions towards that whatsoever.
You have to call them that.
Oh, that's what they are. What have you all been up to in the months since?
Trying to find them.
We've been doing our best, yeah. I mean, I'm good remote support with my rituals to help Reese
He's actually very helpful.
find their stuff. But yeah, we have a lot invested in making sure that they don't mess things up for us down here.
I want to spend some time in the woods, reaching out to the locals there, see if they'd seen any children running around.
Mm-hmm.
Ask them politely not to eat them.
Which kind of locals would you have been reaching out to?
The furry kind.
They promise nothing. Except they'll keep an eye out. How's Miss Lula Castile been spending her nights?
She has been trying to do some premonitions to figure some things out and the entire situation of what's going on, tending to herself and out to some of the strays of the streets, as she usually does, going about gallivanting the way Lula does. And she found a wonderful new band called Rasputina that they play cello, and they're wonderful. She's been jamming out to that.
Did those pies Lula ordered show up?
No, I had to go up to the valley to pick them up. There's a wonderful place called Sweet Tooth, owned by a Miss Paisley. It's quite wonderful. They are kindred, made for kindred.
And
they're edibles.
We find ourselves here in the house now. Lula has pie that she says you all can consume.
Oh, I mean, for science. Yeah.
Yeah, you go ahead. Let me know how that goes.
Oh, no. You can't be critical of me eating this when you just randomly decided to become a pander.
Are we still harping on that after?
Yeah, I think your very poor impulse control is part of. I mean, if you hadn't done it, I don't think Alquist would have done it.
So
Okay.
his poor impulse control is Vi's
No,
fault.
in this case, it's you were the one who initiated. You were the one who were more gung ho about it, weren't you?
It's different for us, though. It was different for her to make that choice than for Alquist. Lay off.
That's fair.
But also, what in the name of Sweeney Todd is in that pie?
Well, we'll find out.
Wonderful things. I've had a sampling of them. They're quite delicious.
Do you try it?
Oh, for sure.
It's fantastic. It is not at all clear what it's made out of, but while it is not particularly nourishing as a source of blood, you also do not become violently ill. Like it tastes like a bloody pie, but delightfully.
Okay, that's weird.
Paisley's a gem.
She's a treasure to this valley. I did bump into that Joey fellow while I was up there. I did not see Valentina, but apparently, I don't know, but he was around Sweet Tooth as well, so he's been going to the valley occasionally. But as soon as I saw him, I tried to dip out as quickly as possible. I wasn't quite sure his feelings, considering what had happened to Valentina.
Well, we're still alive, and that's a good sign, because if he blamed us, we would not still be alive.
That is.
Unalive.
I mean, I've messaged
That's fair.
Valentina a bunch of times, but I think I've been what do they call the kids call it now? Left on red. Yeah. So.
The last time you all saw Joey was when he appeared in the cave in his full terrible glory, grabbed her and ran as fast as only a Shadow Lord could.
That's not true. I saw him at Sweet Tooth, and he seemed quite fond of that Paisley girl. She seemed a little too sweet for him.
I'm sorry. What is left on red?
I sent her messages. She saw my messages. She has not responded to my messages, but I know that she's read them.
Oh, that kind of red, dear. I thought you meant like red.
He points at the pie.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like gambling.
Oh yeah, like red and black. Yeah.
Oh, I never would have gone there. Wow.
There's
We're just
on
from a
red.
completely different time.
Yeah.
Yes, literally, yes.
Yes. Look.
So we're trying to find some of these babies.
Yeah.
Are you trying to take care of some of these babies?
I'm. It would be improper of us to just let a bunch of Reese's children wander out alone.
There's an important question. When we left last episode, Reese was feeding upon one of them. Did Reese finish them there on the spot?
They were hungry.
Did Reese simply drain them, or did they diablerize
No,
the child?
I don't do that.
You haven't done that.
Right, I don't. I didn't, but I was hungry. Yeah. So there were 9.
This is something you all would have seen at the time.
Yeah, in fact, the mess made it a little more difficult for me to find the traces of other blood, which I collected from the fight and when all that blood was flying around. And but yeah, I had to do a lot of very serious information gathering on site.
The tide would have started coming in not too much longer after that, but you would have been able to at least gather a few samples.
No, I have a little flip book with a zipper that has slides with blood on it. I saw it on a television show. but it's been very useful here for categorizing. Like this one, baby number 3. What's baby number 3's name?
Personally, I feel bad for the poor dears. I remember when I was first turned, how confusing it was figuring everything out. I know it's a sensitive subject for you, dear, but I'm quite worried about some of them.
I don't deserve this.
No, none of us did, I suppose. Well, here we are nonetheless. So yes, I think we should find. I think it's a brilliant idea. What do you propose to do with them once we find?
As someone who's tasted quite a few of them, even in a very small amount, some of them are troublemakers. Just so you know.
Alcus is up north a bit. He's working on building a safe house that'll kind of keep him underground until we can.
A cave?
No, I think it's a bit more man-made than that. But it'll be a place where we can, make sure they're healthy, learn about them, teach them what it is to be this. And then, start to build a plan, I guess.
Beach is gonna get real crowded.
And other clans are not going to like that.
What clan are they technically? Have we thought about that? Are they pandas like us, or are they caitiff? Are they? Do we know even?
Is there a difference in the blood?
Oh, there's always a difference in the blood.
Well, I mean, you've tasted their blood.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what Pander did on that beach. I assumed they'd be.
The bonds to their original sires have been changed. So they're independent in a way that, even some caitiff are not.
Weren't they people before?
What you all recall happened, because again, it was a very chaotic night, is there basically was just 10 random people. You didn't get to really interact with them too excessively. They were being held captive, well, quite frankly, so were you. But there was no meaningful pattern in them. They were different ages, different races, different genders. It very much seemed like they were just people that had been easy to grab. And there was no connection between any of them. And what Pander did take Reese's vitae, but he did something to it.
It was very changed. Mm-hmm. I've probably done more research on your blood than even my own, and it was not the same.
I mean, do you feel different? That'd be the difference, right? You'd know.
Well, no, because you are their original sire.
I mean, does that even pertain if he did things to that blood?
I think it's important.
He made that choice for them, I didn't. I think that's important. I tried.
What's done is done.
Let's examine whether you do actually have to be, whether you're responsible for them, because there are mitigating circumstances like that. I mean, we're going to have to take care of them regardless, but...
Yes, I feel different. Not physically, but I think we should find them and, take care of them.
What if some of them don't want to be taken care of? Or what if some of them are people who we don't want to take care of?
Well, that's why we bring them to a safe house and figure that out.
A very secure safe house that we control.
I think we all know when you're first turned, you don't know what you want.
Would it perhaps be best to find them one by one individually? Once one of them's in the safe house, possibly find the second one and keep them apart for a little while, just in case. We never know. If we find, the one who's very scared and one who's very angry and bitey, it might not perhaps bode well for the other young ones.
Yeah, they should be separate.
We'll scout them out and
So
figure out
we're
what
going to make an underground bunker prison to bring these young vampires
It's not
to.
a prison, it's a safe house.
It does not have to have bars. I mean, you know, a locked door here or there
So
does
you-
not mean that you can't put a couch or something lovely inside the room to make someone feel more comfortable.
I just feel weird about not calling this what it is.
Saint Valentine and Reese.
Yeah.
Either give me your intelligence and investigation, or your wits and streetwise, to see how you've been looking for these people.
By the way.
You've been feeling
I can't
different
use
by
blood
her.
magic because I've been using blood walk and a taste for blood.
You can add your Auspex dice to the roll.
Okay.
And yes, Miss Lula, what were you saying?
Vice, you've been feeling different.
How have you felt since? Have you been...
You know, it's very odd. I can still hear the coterie sometimes up there, but they haven't really forced their way to the surface recently. Kind of miss them. I really do miss Madge. Things have been a bit. At least I don't think they've been coming out. I haven't seen any of them.
I haven't seen anyone but you.
Like I said, occasionally I can hear them, but I don't think they can hear me back. It's very weird. It's very strange. Well, I suppose we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
When do we get to it for that kind of thing? For
Oh, after we make sure that your children aren't going to bring down the apocalypse on our head, dear.
you? Wait, that escalate. Why is this apocalypse now?
Do. It's always an inevitable outcome, just no matter which way you take it.
Oh, it happens once per cycle. That's how you start a new one.
All roads lead to doom, really.
Why would it be with Reese's children? Like, why would that...
So you have a large group of brand new kindred who have no idea what's going on.
There's
here.
just 9 of them.
That is a lot.
It only takes one to bring the Inquisition down on all of our heads.
All right, well...
And why you do know that 9 new kindred in an area is a significant change.
Yeah. Either we need to get more territory or we need to thin the kindred population.
I mean, I like the idea of getting new territory, but I want it for me. I don't want it. I don't want it for these new people.
When you say these new people,
Mm-hmm.
you mean the people that we are working on locating right now?
Yeah. I mean, I like the thinning the population strategy better.
Which population are you talking about thinning?
Well, the kindred we know about in this town are us, the Childer Pander maid, the Thin Bloods we know,
I'm actually pretty cool with them, though.
and the Giovanni.
You do know of this amethyst person whose club you fed in. You haven't necessarily met her yet, but you do know there's at least one other player in the area. Amethyst Herd was what was written on the club, where you did your all-time high YouTube views. By the way, it's up
Still?
there. No, it's a classic. No, it's
Yeah.
on the YouTube Mount Rushmore now.
Yeah.
That is
No,
that is
great.
eclipsed
It's great.
eclipsed my earlier living content.
A lot of debate on how you did that one. A lot of debate.
Good.
Mhm.
Nice.
It drives engagement.
Yeah.
Are you suggesting we take out the Giovanni?
The ones
No,
with
it
the
wouldn't be
noose around
us.
your neck.
It would be these people who we don't have any control over who did it. It wouldn't be us. We wouldn't dare stand against the Giovanni. But we could, yeah, we could help them.
I mean, there has to be an end game to all of this, right? There are too many kindred in town. I don't want to be the one who gets murked to make room.
I mean, a loss on either side is good for us.
What's your club friend's relationship with the Giovanni?
Amethyst? I wouldn't really call them a friend, but
Could they be?
You know, Amethyst was a Toreador.
Yeah.
She's got kind of holdings up and down the coast.
And she's pragmatic.
As far as you know.
Yeah. I think she would just look at how we're doing and then just go with the winning side. So let's be the winning side. Or I'm sorry, let's be behind both sides that win and both sides that lose.
We're one of the sides.
Yeah, I have no problem with them letting the Giovanni and these children eat each other.
Vi and Lula. As you hear Saint Valentine talking about maybe we just kind of kill them all and clean up the ashes, something deep down inside of you is like, yeah, hey, maybe. In a way that the older you might not have entertained it so much, and it doesn't mean you agree with it, but something deep down inside is like, hey, we could just burn it all down, all right?
Well, I'm fine with burning down this dreadful Giovanni, but I don't think it's right to do anything to the new children.
Well, let's meet them first. You might want to burn them anyway.
Oh,
We gotta hunt them before we can do any of this.
No doubt, every group has one in the bunch, dear. But for the most part, again, they didn't really choose this, and it seems unfair to make them do more things that they didn't choose to do. So yes, you're right. Perhaps let's go meet them and see who they are.
Yeah.
So what's our best lead right now?
How many successes was that on your?
3.
3 and 2. It's been difficult to pin some of them down, but what you found in most of your investigations is, for the most part, it seems like they at least tried to go back to their lives, at least initially. You know, they had homes, families, jobs. You know,
They didn't want to spend 15 years in a box?
I mean, only the hardcore of the hardcore do that. Yeah. Yes. So it has not been so simple as just Google them and show up at their house and kick in the door. But for the most part, it seems like most of them at least tried to just go back to their lives.
They're not trying to hide.
Right. But you also know in the intervening months, that is a lot of nights to try and go through the motions. So, but there is one other thing that you all have yet to discuss in the midst of all of the chaos and insanity, is what you saw in Pander's vision, in his memorial.
I feel terrible for that poor soul.
Any of us get fucked over. Look what he went and did with it. No kindred that doesn't have a sob story.
Oh, I mean, yes, but that one was particularly rough, dear.
1950s were hard for everyone.
It was before my time. But yes, I suppose you're right. Every time goes through their own downfalls and pain. Us, yes, it's not pleasant and
Doesn't mean
the
you go
best
around
way.
doing mass murder about it.
Well, I mean, in injustice, one soul could bear a lot of weight. I can see how you would want to get back at.
Oh, sure. I get being that angry.
I mean, you're talking about, I believe weaponizing your own child to go fight the Giovanni, so I would assume that
They're
yes,
not
you
mine.
can. Oh dear, but they are.
It's not necessarily mass murder. All they did was embrace them. Otherwise they would have lived another, 20, 30 years. And then
Gone into the light. They never get that now.
Well, there's some dispute as to whether that exists. Anyway. And there may be other ways to achieve enlightenment. Even for us.
It's a hell of a lot harder, though. He put that obstacle in the road. He was hard done by, and then you know what he did? He turned it around. It's the cycle.
I mean, I don't like it, but who could say I wouldn't have done the same thing in his position? Or not, So.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't.
I don't like him, but I don't really care.
Doesn't matter. It's done. Gotta I would be quite fine with stopping the discussion of what happened or why it happened or who was wrong to do what or who was impulsive. Everything has happened and we need to move forward with what it currently is.
Yes, dear.
I know you may not care, but those non-kindred out there are in a way related to us. And whether or not we chose that, we have a responsibility.
And that's why I'm hunting them.
Let's do that. And can we just, for just a little bit, not talk about using them as bait or...
I mean, we're going to end up in a conflict. Why not prepare? Why not prepare, ask ourselves these kind of questions before we get into a heated moment?
They're not fodder.
I feel like it's going to be them or us.
St. Valentine, you would also know from your extensive studies with Reese's blood, they would probably be anomalously powerful. Like
Yeah.
they would have a strength beyond their age.
I'm not saying they won't be useful. I'm saying that they're not fodder.
I mean, they're going to make a mess. I'm telling you that right now.
Better that they're our mess.
I don't think we want to be linked to their mess.
I think between them and us, and who knows, maybe your amethyst buddies, there are enough of us that we can do some damage and make some space for ourselves and for them. Because, sure, they don't know what the heck they're doing, but we do.
I think it's safe to assume that we need to gather the ones that can be taught and make sure that they know the ropes of things. And if we run into any that are not agreeable, I mean, you've taken care of one or two already. Yes.
One, not two.
I wasn't sure. When the first one happened, I looked away, dear. I give you your privacy and all, but yes, we can deal with any of them that get out of hand if need be. But I think gathering them and trying to put them under our wing is probably going to be our best bet for them to not get us killed.
Okay, so what do we do for that? Do we call the cop? Do we use more of your blood sorcery? What are we doing next?
You all do know how to reach Detective Zulian Trabajo, should you choose to.
You might be a good lead.
And if nothing else, he's gonna crawl up our ass if we don't let him in on this. If he knows we know what's going on and we didn't tell him, he's gonna be ringing the doorbell again.
That's quite right.
We can also ask him about missing persons that went missing that day or the day before. They'd probably go back to where they came from.
Right. Make the call.
If they didn't meet the sun first.
Do you want to call this guy? I have his number in my phone, but I don't like talking to him.
He likes Reese.
Ugh, don't say it that way.
All right, do you want to call him?
Yeah. It's my problem. I'll make the call.
Call Zul?
Yeah.
Trabajo.
This is Reese Keegan.
How you doing?
Been better.
To what do I owe the pleasure? Yeah, you know, that that makes sense. I had a dream earlier tonight about this like boxing kangaroo with like bluish purple hair. Like, no, okay, all right, now it makes sense.
You know, kangaroo is kind of off in your like great British colonial possessions, but sure.
You know, I don't control the visions. You know, I just try and ride the wave. But what can I do for you, buddy?
Some shit went down and we wanted to get in touch with you before these nights got a little choppy.
You very much hear like a shuffling of just like like moving somewhere, like a door closed, and he's like, "Is this don't talk on an open line kind of trouble?"
Come by.
Oh, yes. Oh, sorry, dear. It's too heavy.
No, let's meet somewhere else. Just pick a spot. Maybe, how about
He already knows this
out in
place.
the desert?
He already knows this place.
Fine.
But you know, don't have him like bring a cop car, bring like a
No. Yeah, this is not really that kind of thing. You want to swing by?
Yeah, all right. Hey, was that Miss Lula I heard in the background?
You swing by, you'll find out.
Yeah,
Everyone has
I mean,
a crush on you.
gotta do some things, and
Does he?
I'll head that way as soon as I can. Just try not to fuck anything up in the next like half hour, 40 minutes, all right? And the line goes dead.
Alright, he's coming by, and I mean, you read him when he comes in.
Said
But
he's
he
a crush on me.
asked about you.
You know, dear, I know. She did love you so very much. Like again, as I said, occasionally I can hear them in my head, and I can hear things, and they say things, and she does miss you. I don't think she can hear me, though. There's something not going right. We used to have a co-consciousness, and now it's kind of all separated.
Because you're not Malkavian anymore.
Yes, dear. Give me just a moment. I'd like to talk to Reese about something, if you don't mind.
Yep.
And I'll walk off to the side with Reese. You know, it does bother me very, very much, that I haven't been able to be with them. It's rather lonely, believe it or not. I know a lot of people think that I would be crazy for it, but it's and
Some people are extroverts. You're an extrovert in your own mind. It's kind of sweet.
Exactly that. I would also like to look into a way to maybe try to find out how to bring them back at some point. Vi seems quite content with being a panda, but
It was different for her.
I'm beginning to regret it slightly. It's just
It
a
was
lot
pushed on you by someone who was scaring the hell out of us. It was coerced. I get that.
I mean, at least she's gone. But
Yeah.
I do dreadfully miss the others.
For what it's worth. I like you. It's not just Match. I think Lula's pretty nifty too.
Thank you. He's such a sweet. I'm glad we've always been friends this long. You're so wonderful.
Yeah.
And we'll get this fixed. Don't worry. And anything that you need my help with, dear, just please let me know. I guess we should probably go join the others before they think we're conspiring against them.
Let him.
While they're gone, what do Vi and St. Valentine do?
Smirk at each other uncomfortably. I mean, I'm reading the entire time, so I don't know if you want to talk.
What are you reading?
Francis Yates' Occult Philosophy in the Elizabethan Age.
Real talk, I have that book.
It's a great book.
Freaking nerds.
Can I show you something?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so first off, let me say this is very new for me. I feel the need to share
That
things.
is new for you, yeah.
But I figured you'd be interested in this. So after what happened on the beach, there was a physical thing that changed. I don't know if it was from getting Reese's blood or being I don't know, but I was in the woods about a month and a half ago, and let me just show you, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like back up, and then I activate Shape of the Beast.
Wow. What it described to me, what you
Yes,
look
exactly what happens.
like. Yeah.
I turn into a wolf.
Like like a werewolf or like an actual like
no, like
wolf-shaped wolf?
it's a wolf, but it's like a little bit larger. It's like
Okay.
Direwolf.
A big
A
wolf.
direwolf.
yeah, not quite a direwolf, but close to that.
Yeah,
and
a big one.
A demi-direwolf.
You have not, Saint Valentine, you've not seen any of the lupines in the wolf form. You've only seen them in their, Kranos half-wolf form.
Yeah.
Yes, she would definitely, clearly not just a normal natural wolf. Like, she would be big. What color is your wolf, by the way, when you change?
she's red. Yeah, so she's just like all red.
Can you talk in this form?
Oh.
Okay, that's a problem. I'm very impressed. This is awesome. I wish I could do this.
Is there what's in the room that we're in?
Would you
What-
all kind of, you tell me which,
Oh, yeah,
which
we'll
area
go.
of the home you think you all would have been in?
Let's see. There's like an old horse from like a merry-go-round. Like it's all chipped and painted. It's just there as a piece of furniture. A lot of it is kind of like turn of the century, boardwalk pier kind of carnival
Mm-hmm.
art and furniture. It's kind of like almost like theme park looking, but like really antique. And of course, it's all just built into the side of this hill. It's it's all underground, and there's weird kind of buzzy fluorescent lighting.
So I'm going to run up to the carousel horse
Mm-hmm.
faster than you would think a wolf could,
Okay.
and just do this and basically cut its head off with one swipe.
That was my dad's. Like my real dad's.
Sorry. And I'm gonna.
But still, that is impressive. Okay. I'm glad you can do that.
I'm gonna turn back, melee, and just. I'm sorry.
Hey guys, what's
Oh, one thing too, though, like, this is interesting because, like, technically I gained some of your powers, but that was, like, in a vision.
Oh.
But it was different.
What did you get during that time?
Well, I can't do it now. That's the thing, is I should know how to do it. Every time I learn how to do something, but it's just like, the knowledge is gone from my mind. I don't know if it's because it happened in someone else's memory or what, but I was able to make myself very lightweight. You know, you threw me up on the roof. I mean, I'm interested in it.
I believe the bigger question here, though, would be, are the Giovanni now sending us threats? Because usually when there's a random horse head somewhere, the mob has really bad news for you. So
good one?
What is...
I mean, when did the Giovanni not send me threats?
Mostly they send promises.
Yeah.
I can teach you that?
Well, I actually don't need to learn that specifically. I mean, you've seen me fly already. I don't need that. But
What are you asking then?
well, I'm just interested in, like, what determines whether I can learn to do something or not?
Maybe if you were a pander, you could learn to do all of it.
No,
You're all beclanned. You're the one with the clan. Like the
But I feel like I
clan,
can
not
use-
like pander clan.
I mean, I don't know my sire. The Tremere, the Chantry, they don't want to have anything to do with me.
Isn't there?
I'm self-taught in all of this stuff.
Wait, how can you find, like, all the new kindred and not your own sire?
There's something weird about that. It's not working.
why would you want to find him?
I don't know. I mean, I still don't know if he was trying to save me or he was trying to hide something or he's the one who sabotaged my last illusion before I went into torpor. But
Do you know this dude?
I mean, I was born into torpor. If it's who I think it was, I don't remember
Then
being
look them up.
embraced.
Also, dear Valentine, I'm not sure if you're aware, but over my many years of life, I have occasionally seen people take other powers that they were not meant to have by a lot of different means of ways. None of which do I think you will like, though, dear.
Well, I mean, our research into the Duskwalkers has shown that they can do that. They can do that with like lighter fluid and like dry ice and cigarette butts.
Yeah, but that stuff's gonna make them blind eventually.
No, I think you can learn it. It just takes maybe longer. It's like,
And a couple of different means. Usually either some form of blood bonding or diablerie, but it's nothing too major.
Yeah, this is a light. Just crunch a soul.
I guess it all depends on how badly you want it to.
Why, you know she's right.
I mean, I know I don't want people like Joey or even Zool to be able to just come to my house and treat me however they're going to treat me, and I have to just sit there and take it. Because I'm not like you. I can't rip people apart. You know?
Hey, Joey can still rip me. There's always a bigger fish.
I don't know. I just want some of this to feel... I want to feel safe. I haven't ever felt safe.
Trust me. I haven't felt safe either. Don't try to be like me. Be you. Clan boy.
It's just a little weird to me that the Tremere are, like, not interested in me at all. Like, do they think
Then kick down their door!
Do they think I'm a joke?
Are you gonna complain about it, or are you gonna punch them about it? Or, yell about it? Come on. You're talking all this big talk about how armies should fight each other. If you want that, take it.
Okay.
Miss Lula, do you have any ranks in Streetwise?
I think that's
Give me your wits and occult.
Right.
Because you are the most well-traveled of the kindred in LA.
But you're not
You're
so
the most well-traveled in LA.
Is that fail on the rouse for
I often
wits?
avoid LA.
Lula, when
Too
you
many
fail
carbs.
your rouse check, and the beast should spring into your ears, silence. Absolute silence. Usually it would be a chorus of alternatively, usually critical voices with the odd bickering amongst themselves. Oh, shut the fuck up, she's trying to pass, eh? And all of that gone.
Miss them so terribly. Ooh.
Yeah, girl. What's that? Witnessed.
So it was 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep.
7 with the crit.
You know the Tremere have a significant presence at the Magic Castle in Hollywood.
On my trips up to the Valley, dear, when I went to get the pie and such, it seems that the Magic Castle in Hollywood does have some Tremere, some of your kind.
You're fucking kidding me. Of
I mean,
course.
that's pretty on the nose. So now I know where I got that from.
I mean,
How can they be critical of what I do?
What kind of magic?
A Tremere shit, I believe it's called.
That Tremere BS. Blood sorcery.
So it's a castle where they do blood sorcery?
oh, right, you don't know about the magic cat. Yeah.
They do card tricks and such, dear. The illusionary arts.
Yeah, no, it's sleight of hand kind of stuff. Like, pick a card, any card. Don't pick that card because I made you pick this card, and here's your card. It was behind your butt.
Prestidigitation. Would St. Valentine have ever played the Magic Castle?
Yeah, I wasn't. I had a contentious relationship with them. I liked going there. I liked learning, especially for a lot of the close-up and traditional illusion stuff. I liked it a lot, but I was this way when I was alive too, and they didn't like all of it.
Well, at some point, if you'd ever like to head up there, dear Valentine, I will go with you. They've just recently got a new baron in Hollywood as well. Lovely Toreador. Hopefully, it bodes better for her than it did for the Baron of the Valley.
All right, I think a road trip is in our future, but we have more immediate problems tonight.
Yeah. Like cops. How do I call cops?
I think
on
that's
purpose
great.
now?
They have a lady baron.
What does that mean?
So do I.
I think they're just.
So do I. That is something that Reese and St. Valentine you would have heard in the streets. Vi didn't necessarily make it to you, that there is in fact a new Baron in Hollywood.
Didn't make it or didn't care. Ugh.
You were out in the wherever.
Yeah, I mean, you were out being a wolf, like it's fine. You know, the Bonars didn't hear about it either. Yeah, the old guy that was up there, Isaac Abrams, you think his name was? He's kind of a staple. Just word is he up and left.
He got stapled.
Maybe she killed him.
Wait, but is he like an old dude though? Oh, did he get old duded? I hope they all the old dudes get old duded. They just bugger right off into nowhere.
There's a lot of rumors.
That'd be great.
That he's on a secret mission somewhere. That he got old duded. That Nellie killed him. Victor killed him. Nellie and Victor conspired to kill him. The Camarilla got him. Just one way or another, everyone
Cam.
agrees he's gone. And now the Griffith's Mayor in Hollywood.
Nice. So has our
like a phone.
guest arrived yet? This gentleman.
Actually, St. Valentine, your phone rings.
Okay. Who is it?
It is your agent.
I think I actually want to take this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in the other room and take it.
Valentine, baby! Sweetie Bobala! You haven't been returning my calls? Come on!
Yeah. I mean, I felt a little bad. I wasn't very nice last time we talked.
It's water under the bridge. 10 million views on YouTube. It'll, make everybody the best of friends again. It's fine. How you doing? We gotta, leverage your newfound awareness, your popularity. You're trending, buddy. You're trending.
Yeah. We should strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah, what we gotta repeat. I called you about that live show a couple months back. I can still make that happen.
Yeah. I think we're gonna do that, but
Well,
it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different than all the other ones before.
I mean, what do you want? You want a club show? You want Long Beach Convention Center? What do you want me to do for you, baby? I'll do it. I'll make it happen. They got that weird goth club up in Hollywood.
Can I just say I've turned on heightened sensitive?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna send you a PowerPoint deck. I've got the bones are in it.
All right. I mean, just say the brother. We make it happen. You'll be back, baby. You'll be back, St. Valentine.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna know your name again.
Mm-hmm. Who do you want to use for marketing this time?
I mean, how big do you want to go? You want me to get you on the night shows? You want the radio? What do you want, baby?
Well,
We can do it. We can make it happen. People are talking about you. Okay, I want to know. Wait, don't tell me how you did that blood twisting shit. But that was great. But you know this game. You got to do more. It's got to be more. It's got to be more, baby. It's got to be more.
I'm thinking of something maybe with a narrative. Like some Cirque du Soleil type stuff.
Some Cirque du Soleil shit. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Something with a bigger cast.
Well, I mean, we need to be reasonable about the budget. We got to stay profitable. Got to get your beak wet. But yeah, all right.
Maybe you're not the right person to do this.
All right. Okay, yeah, your vision. You're an artist. Fuck you. Okay, yeah, I'll make it happen. Just send me your PowerPoint. We'll make it happen. Just roughly when? How long? How long you talking about? But again, the internet's got a short memory, baby. It's been a couple months, all right? You gotta.
Yeah.
It's only because that shit was miraculous that it's people still care.
Can we do a month? Do you think we can get this together in a month?
Yeah.
Let's do it in a month.
Do it in a month. Yeah, because that Owen guy with his back to the bog, that got real close in the charts. It almost got past you, but never quite. And that Klaus guy, with the crying playing the piano, that's derivative.
Yeah.
It's
I've
just
seen that
Sinead O'Connor did that in fucking '86. Yeah, but I want you, but people trying for it though. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta stay up front.
I think we need to revamp some of my image. I think the current generation really values authenticity in a way that mine did not. So there may have to be a few changes.
And you hear he's taking a phone off a speakerphone.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, St. Valentine, I'm not gonna bullshit you, okay? It's you gotta. It's don't let him think you're a joke, man. You're fucking serious. You're St. fucking Valentine, all right?
Yeah.
Remember that. Because if you don't remember it, nobody else is gonna remember it, all right?
Yeah, I think I've been forgetting that.
Yeah. Let's like fucking shock the world, baby. Let's fucking shock the world.
All right.
No, I gotta take this other call. I gotta jump. Okay, all right, bye. And the line goes dead.
Yeah.
And yes, Vi, you hear all of that.
I hate that guy.
All right, so y'all come back out, and
So, what's your end game there, buddy?
what? Were you listening to my call? Were you eavesdropping?
You have
on my
cameras
call?
all over this entire house.
Yeah, you
Where's your moral high ground, dude?
you have
That's an excellent point.
watched me do very inappropriate things. I will listen to your phone calls.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing a new show.
With that guy?
I mean, he's the best.
No, but okay.
He's an
call it
asshole, but he
revamp.
is the best.
You have to call it revamp. It's a comeback show.
You're right.
Revamp.
You're right.
Okay, okay.
No, it'll break the masquerade. Don't do it.
Or do.
Because we went down that path when he was threatening you, and we got you out of that legal issues, and now you're getting back involved with him.
Yeah.
Wasn't he one of the reasons that...
You did drugs?
I mean, I think it would be. I think I've had to own up to a lot of what I did. I like to blame it on other people. But I mean, everybody's got an agenda. Everybody's looking to enable people for one reason or another.
You know what that is?
I don't trust him any less than any of the other Hollywood agents I've dealt with. I don't think there's a way to
So
upgrade.
what's your end game with your show here? Are you just trying to get noticed so your clan reaches out to you, or I mean, it just...
That's probably part of it, yeah. But I mean, I like people to take me seriously. You know? I'm not just some guy who jumped a motorcycle over a fountain in Las Vegas and then disappeared in mid-jump, you know? Like, I'm not just that guy.
Is that a thing you did? Or is that a thing someone else did?
I don't think anyone here thought you were that guy. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I know more about real magic than most of the people in this city. But to the sort of people who would really appreciate that, I am like a juggalo, basically.
No, this is his way of kicking in
Like
the door. We said, do a thing. If he's doing something now,
I just...
don't break the masquerade again. There. Cool. We've had that.
I just... You know real magic now.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to use it to try to do the same old shit you did when you were a human.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's the same old shit, but...
Miss Lula, you've had nearly 100 years of leveraging your celebrity and your power and your mystical circles.
It can be rough, dear, but it's quite enjoyable at times, and for the most part, it's a good way to exist and talk to others unlike ourselves, because they just think that it's what they call it, practical effects. For things, I've been watching some behind the scenes footage of some things that when I was in the valley, there's been a few people that are showing me things.
I'm proud of you.
But it you have to be careful, dear. If the wrong person sees it, everything can come down on your head, and it's not dreadfully fun when that happens. So do be careful. But yes, essentially, it's what I've always done. It's what I've always done with my readings for the most part. What I can't do at the table, and if, my premonition or something happens and they don't like it, I just get the little, forget all about it, and then they think it's the best reading they've ever had in their life. So see, it's really all depends on how you look at it. You just have to be careful.
I don't want to warp their minds or anything. I want them to respect me of their own will. I want them, with their own free will, to acknowledge me. And this is all I know how to do, and it's something I'm good at. So yeah, I'm going to double down.
That's fair, dear. And if you require any assistance from me, you let me know, and I've got your back.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just saying one-on-one readings are a bit different than doing blood magic on stage while people are recording it.
I mean, maybe the blood magic doesn't have to be what happens on stage, but maybe we use the event as cover for doing something else that we want to do.
All right. So
The people I want to impress will be able to look beyond the superficial, and they won't just be awed by, oh, some cool thing that I did. They'll know what I did, and I want what I did to be something that earns their respect.
when's this going up?
We've got a month.
So that means this isn't impulsive like the other thing. You have time to put it together and, like, run it by other people and double check the gut. That, like, it isn't too... Yeah, sure, it blows up on YouTube and then we all get decapitated next week, or the Second Inquisition comes down on our head. Can you agree to that?
I think that would improve it. I'd like the message to be so powerful that it's embedded in every cell of it. But
If
the
he
people
runs
who
it
don't
by-
know that can't see that on the surface.
Who's he gonna run it by?
It's the great
Us.
secret.
Make sure it doesn't break Masquerade too hard. Make sure it isn't going to come down on anyone's head. He has time. This isn't off the cuff.
Even if it doesn't break Masquerade, those who already know are the ones I'm worried about.
You know what he's got a taste for. He's got to get that by fame.
And there are ways that a demonstration of power would benefit us collectively, especially if you want to build some new clan. We're going to want to be able to show them the existing power players. We need to send a coded message to all of the other power players that we are to be respected.
All right, then we have a month to find all those children so that we can have backup for when the Inquisition inevitably comes to your door.
All right.
Again.
There we have it.
And maybe you and Alquist could make friends with Amethyst.
Yeah, I think those two are made for each other.
And I think maybe we don't want her on any other side of moves we make.
Yeah.
A little mea culpa might go a long way.
Yeah, St. Valentine, you thought she'd have at least hit you up about this by now. It was no small thing what you guys did, and yet not a
Quiet's
word from
more
her.
dangerous.
I agree.
Quiet, you gotta check in on.
Yeah.
Can't move any of this forward without at least sounding her out.
All right.
All right.
So let's go find one of these children as a warm-up.
First. Speak of the piggy.
I buzz in.
Sure enough, a few minutes later, Detective Zool enters the room. He is exactly as you remembered. His clothes is disheveled and wrinkled, button up, black tie, slacks that he looks like he slept in, and a crumpled overcoat. But this time, it does look like the tie is freshly tied. Usually it is all very much like crinkle and everything. But it's like, what was that? He
wore that for you.
Everyone is just good evening, Miss Lola. You were looking radiant as always.
Hello, Zool. Very good to see you again, dear.
Yeah, sorry, it's not often that I'm here on not some holy shit crisis, which I'm sure that's about to get taken from us right now.
I was gonna say, don't speak too soon, dear.
No, you know how it is. And when he says that, he stops and he looks at you for a second and goes, we need to talk later, right?
Yes, and that, yes,
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Well, even though I would appreciate a social call, that hadn't happened yet, so what can I do?
Is
for
that
you?
what the kin are calling it nowadays?
I'm sorry,
walks-
you want a social call? You want to come over for tea or coffee or something?
I mean, what? You think I'm like just the cop? Like that's like okay, yeah, of course, I'm just a cop. But I mean, like, I like stuff. I watch shows.
We didn't think you liked us. That was the real barrier to entry for me.
Yeah.
Why would he possibly dislike someone who comes in and ruffles up his turf all the time? Couldn't fathom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
bad news
then
is we're about to say things that ruffle up your turf again.
Turf may already be ruffled.
Turf decidedly ruffled. Pre-state of ruffled.
We are trying to unruffle it.
He stops and he looks at all of you guys and he's like, "That Alquist dude kill more people? Because like if he ran, and he very much like puts his hand on his gun. He's like, I need to like find that guy.
He is, and I say this with full knowledge of how absurd it sounds, helping to fix a problem.
I mean, he don't get no credit if it's like a problem he caused, though. You know, like
He didn't.
Not. He did not cause this
There
problem.
is a problem in this town. It's not Alquist.
We are, like him, hopefully part of the solution. And we wanted to loop you in.
You guys been here like 6 months? Oh, okay, all right. You know what? Hey, you're supposed to encourage the behavior you want to see. You all have a problem. You were calling me to try and help in advance before. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
okay,
for it spiral out of control that the Sabbat made 9 new kindred in one reach.
The strangest dream. It was like a wolf at like a Valentine's party. Like, will you be my Valentine? Like, it was like giving out sweethearts, and it was like a horse, like My Little Pony or something. But then it was like.
Your dreams are kind of like a simulation for things that could happen.
I'm sorry. When you said like who in your dream had their throat slit or whatever?
I mean, obviously the cool Valentine person, or did the slitting, did not get their throat slit.
Did you just say Night Childer?
There it was. Yep. Yeah.
Go back to that. What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Remember that kind of elder Sabbat pander blue?
Yeah, just a minute, yeah.
Yeah. He gathered up a bunch of people and embraced them. Mass embraced.
They did a fucking Sabbat mass turning in Long Beach, California?
In a cave offshore.
Yes, dear. We thought it might be useful to try and locate the children.
Before they cause too much everything.
Seeing as how they used a bit of one of our coteries' blood to change the children. It was against most of our wills. It wasn't intentional. We did not know what was going to happen, and we were kind of between a cave and a hard place. Yes, probably best that we need to go locate them. So we were hoping that you could help us find the information that we needed, perhaps any people that went missing around that time.
While you are talking, he does stand up and like start like pacing back and forth. He's like, yeah.
That's fair.
You are now brought into the life mood.
My feelings exactly.
He's like, he say like kind of like looks at all of you for a second. He's like, yo, it was your blood they used. And he like walks right up to you and he's like, but you didn't want him to.
Who would do this on purpose?
Clearly there's people that would do it on purpose.
Yeah, and I would.
He's like, all right, I believe you.
I got shot trying to stop.
Okay,
So, right.
give it to me from the top.
It was
What happened?
We'll expose it out.
Right. He's like,
I mean, I tried to stop him too, but
okay, all right, okay.
he was too powerful.
Well, you know, that guy's kind of a legend in those circles for exactly this sort of thing. And he looks at you again, Lula, and then he looks at Vi, and he's like, okay. Do you all tell him about the part about you all going through with the ritual, or just the mass turning?
I only talk about the mass turning because the other part's not my story.
Right.
Same.
I would tell him. Of course, it wasn't my decision. So, I said no initially, and I believe that The little bit of pushing, one of the others might have said yes. I have a pretty educated guess on which one it was.
He, for the first time, like when he's like pacing, kind of stops and he like just like very gently holds your hand, which again I won't do because it'll freak out the screen. But he's like, no, I get it. It's a lot. This is a lot.
Yes, that's of course still why we call you. It's a very big mess.
And he turns and looks at you too, Vi. He's like, I do get it. Okay. He takes his phone out and he starts scrolling, and he's like, when was this, around like November this happened? He pulls up a picture of a body on the sand, and he shows it to you all. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you guys know this guy? It is absolutely the person that Reese trained.
I said there were 9. There were 10.
But no, we don't know him.
His name was Lawrence Hale. He was an accountant. Story on the books was he went for a drunken walk on the beach and the tide got him. Fuck, I believe that story. Fuck.
Do you have any next of kin?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Where's Panda now?
In the wind.
Literally.
The mist.
Oh, apparently they turn into bats. How clever is that?
Like, for real?
Yes.
Like a swarm of bats.
I thought it was only in old movies.
Thought it was only, I mean, what, does he have to, like, ask permission before he comes in? And, like, some, like, weird, like,
We didn't think of that, did we?
Maybe.
Has he ever come in?
Actually, he really did ask permission before you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I invited him when I thought he was something different. Because I'm a fool.
He's like, all right, he's in the, that. Oh, I understand being upset. That guy's strong. So if he, if he shows his head around here again, I need you to let me know, because I would need some backup for that one. Like,
As would we.
He puts his hand on his pistol. He's like, I'm pretty good with this, but that's okay. All right, so
I will assist you in any way I can, Jeff.
do you guys, know anything about these people? What have you
Nothing
got?
at all.
They were seemingly grabbed at random. On first glance, we couldn't find anything. What St. Val was able to find of them, some of them apparently tried going back to their families.
Yeah, we were hoping maybe you had records of missing people from that night or that day. Or if there's been any incidents.
He very much like stops and he just like sits back down and he's like, yeah, there's been incidents. I understand the ridiculousness of a vampire cop, like I watch that fucking show too. I get it. You understand that we still have some sort of responsibility to not just consume innocent people. And I knew that it, like, on the inside, in the department, I can, like, kind of cover some things, like I keep the government off of us, I keep us off of them, like I try to be, like, just a little bit of a dam in that flow, all right?
Thin red line.
I understood that reference. Been a series of home invasions. Last couple of months.
probably one of them.
Or multiple.
I kind of had an idea. You know, the way them door frames are busted, you know, it wasn't a normal boot going through them. But so far, it just seems like just very violent crime. But what you're telling me is true. I had my theory, you know?
Hmm.
It's hard to tell if somebody's been feeding, if there's just kind of a lot of blood around.
Alright. Does it seem like one home invader or multiple? They could be working together. There's a shared trauma.
I mean, we thought maybe it was a few of them, but what you telling me, you know? Yeah, it's one strong one, maybe a couple not so strong. Like it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Lula, while Zool is talking to you, the second sight comes over you, and you sort of feel yourself zone out a little bit, and you see the city of Long Beach high overhead, crawling with ghosts, monsters, lupines, vampires, zombies, every manner of horror that you could think. And they start actually kind of moving around like Monopoly pieces. You know, there's a wolf, and it's just sort of moving down the street, and it sort of goes towards what looks like a bat, and it's like, and the bat disappears, you know, and then the wolf kind of keeps moving, and then more bats show up, and they go towards the ghosts, and the ghosts scatter when the bats fly around, and the bats sort of, some of them come together, and then they fly apart again. And you see one bat's got huge muscular wings that don't really make sense on it when it's flying. And another bat is tiny. You almost wouldn't have noticed it, especially in the shadow of the huge one that is flying around. And the little one flies and goes down the chimney of a house. And the big one flies and just smashes in the front door, and you're back.
I believe that there's quite a few of them. A very strong one and a very little one. Perhaps are the biggest problems. One came down a chimney. The other kicked in a door. I do believe that's probably. Do you think? Obviously, right? It's.
Do I remember any of them being little?
Yeah. 5'2", 5'3", little gymnast type.
How much information can we get on these folks? Like above game, I'm looking to try to get enough to illuminate the trail of prey, the ritual. This is a designated person's whereabouts.
You've seen them. You saw them all. So in that, you have what you need to cast Illuminate the Trail of Prey now. However, it will illuminate their trail over the last 24 hours. If you don't know where that is, that's meaningless to you.
We don't know where to pick it up. Yeah. So what we need to do is, when was the most recent home invasion?
Zool's like, I'll go back to the station. I'll pull some records. You know, I try not to keep it in my head, or to keep more than I would like in my head.
Right. You need to get home from work. I get that. But if we...
I don't know what that means. But
And can you also look into missing persons?
Yeah.
Maybe we can try to identify some of them, see if we recognize some
the
of the missing
usual
persons.
fledglings in the wind kind of stuff. Hospitals.
Blood banks.
9.
Yes, dear. Again, 10, but one didn't make it.
You know, yeah, I know you know. He just,
After 9. What can you even say?
he just sort of stands up and he's like, I'm not gonna give you guys any shit about this because you didn't have to call. So, um, hey, Miss Lula,
Yes.
maybe we postpone that talk for a little later, but we can, catch up.
Yes, dear. At some point, there's something that I would like you to see. That's not as scandalous as it sounds, I promise. But
would you walk with me to the car?
yes, of course, dear.
He's like, could you all just give me just 1 second with Reese here? And he does sort of into a separate room.
Yeah. Getting this all day.
Actually,
I'm sorry.
can he go into the room where he sees the decapitated horse sculpture?
Absolutely. Yeah. He very much walks in and is like,
Yeah.
Don't fuck with the Giovanni.
He picks it up and he's like, "Have fucking Joey guy been here again?"
Not fucking with you, dude.
No. He's like, "No, because I don't understand."
No,
why
I came in, Vi and Val had that going on, and
I don't know why anything surprises me anymore. I really don't. I just
look, we have to, or
he tries to put it back on, which it very much doesn't go on.
it's
Because
gonna take. I don't know if Vi's even heard of Gorilla Glue, but we're gonna need to.
Actually, while he's holding it, you see like his eyes just sort of zone out for a second, and he just goes.
Whoa! Did you just do a Lula?
That's as good a description as any, I guess. No. Oh, you should talk to your friend Violet. And he puts the head down and he goes, "Man, Valentine's dad was an asshole."
Yeah.
Like the amusement park, though. And he goes over and he closes the door with just the two of you there.
Yeah.
And he sort of sits down for a second and he goes, "You know what they'll do if they find out what you do, right?"
Which they?
All of them.
I imagine different days will do different things to me. Yeah.
He sort of looks around the room for just some paper, and he grabs a couple of pens and like pulls the caps off of all of them. So he's got a handful of like 5, and he's like, "All right, so it's like, you got people, right? Like, you can't like see like we see.
I'm the only one.
Yeah, believe me, you don't want it. Like, don't fucking learn. Trust me."
If I don't learn, I have to trust what they tell me is going on. Trust a kindred?
Hey, look, man, I still got the sound of Valentine crying on his 12th birthday echoing in my ears right now. That's not something you want, okay? So just trust me. Just stick to the mundane thing. It's like that, there's a reason why that guy is how he is, okay? There's a reason why everybody is how they are. But that's neither here nor there, okay?
Yeah.
So
Go back to pens and
people, right?
Yeah.
And he literally draws a stick figure badly, right? And he's like, but around them, they got like colors, right? You got.
I've heard y'all talking about auras, and I had to learn about it. Lula taught me about it when she was like, don't eat souls.
Don't eat souls. Oh, well, yeah, okay. And he puts the pens down. He's like, "You've had this speech. Great, cool, great. Here's what she might not have told you because she cared about your feelings and I care about keeping your head on your shoulders.
I like both of them.
When people that know what to look for, even the fact that you've had the vitae shows. All right?"
Fuck.
Yeah. You're a young kid. You mean well. I see it. I get it. But
I'm not. I don't feed this way because I mean well, my dude.
some of us got it coming.
I mind how I feed a little less because they've got it coming.
And he very much takes a step towards you and gets right in your bubble. And he's like, I don't know that those 9 people got it coming. I don't know that the 10th person had it coming.
He didn't.
right there. Hold on to that. That's what'll keep you you.
As long as I can.
Because you know what's waiting at the end of that road? What's waiting when you give in to that and you become that other thing? Me. Or somebody a lot worse than me. Alright? So hold on to this.
You're not so bad for a cop.
You're not so bad for a fucking vampire.
Get to know me. You'll change your mind.
He's like, alright, okay, alright, so, yeah, no, I should have known when the phone rang. It was like some like crazy shit. Okay,
Hey, maybe someday it'll be a social call. And it'll be from Lula. Nice tie, by the way.
He's like, yeah, stop by Ross on the way. Just shut the fuck up, okay? And he does.
I elbow him.
Right? He turns and he walks out and he stops right when he gets to the door and he's like, yeah, just keep your nose clean. Like very like loud, like, yeah, all right.
You pig!
Yeah, yeah, just need to be more fucking careful. The kids today, they don't know nothing.
Lula, get the cop out of the house.
And he does sort of like dramatically, like, Miss Lula, maybe if we would, yeah.
Oh, gladly, dear. Yes, of course.
Yeah, and he does like the arm, yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's like, walks on the way out, and then he like stops again one last second, and he turns, and he's like, and he like come in and like looks, and he's like, that's an interesting thing with the horse. And then he stops and he does look at you for a second, St. Valentine, and he goes, I'm not like a fucking counselor or life coach or whatever, but your dad was trying his best and he did love you. I can't say he was proud of you because fuck that guy, but in his own way, he loves you.
Either way, that was a long time ago.
All right, duty calls. And he like very much walks out with Lula. And you all kind of make the way out through the foyer. Door closes kind of outside. And he very much is driving the obligatory undercover, Lincoln Continental that's unmarked but still has that swivel light on the side.
Yeah, we know about that. We all make sure we're obeying the speed limit when we see it in our rear view. We know what's up.
No, it's very much that car. Very much that car. Yeah. And as he gets near and he's like, yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Dear, I believe that there's something that you should know. Been doing some looking for a few things myself.
And Lula digs around in her little satchel that she keeps and pulls out a small letter that is folded up, and it goes,
Dear, it's probably best that you take this. I'm not quite sure if the others can still hear us or not even talking here. St. Valentine's a bit with the security. But, there's, yes, something very pertinent and important written in that note.
He looks at it for a second and he goes, oh, yeah, all right. You're a good person, Miss Lula.
I try to be to the best of my ability, dear. It's hard, a lot of the times, especially recently. If there is anything I can do for you, dear, so please do let me know. And yes, hopefully, perhaps next time we see each other, it will be a social call.
He's like, he just sort of like looks at it, and you can see he very much is gonna like say something, but then he looks back at the house and he's like, I would very much like that. Are you all right? Because it's different.
I'm not sure, dear. Not entirely certain what's completely happened up there. Do you see them at all?
And you see that look comes over his face of like looking through you, and he's like, sort of. You used to to me it's like a peacock. Where you had these colorful plumes behind you. Now it's like tails folded up.
That's about how it feels as well, so I suppose that makes sense. Well, I won't keep you any longer, dear, so if you, like I said, need anything, please feel free to hit me up or stop by. Well, I can't say stop by. St. Valentine will kill me. It is his place, and I can't just end it.
Like, oh, he's like, don't come by my house, cleaning up shit I did. Yeah, I know. He does like look back at the car, and he's like, hopefully on the other side of this, we'll get to, I'm a
Indeed.
big fan of yours. And he does like kiss your hand.
Thank you. I'm a big fan of the way you save our butts, good sir.
Yeah, all right. He's like, he opens the door, and he's like, I think my first stop is I'm gonna stop by the shelter, check in on some strays.
I feel that's probably wise, dear.
And he gets in, and he's like, hey, and he does let down the window. He's like, I don't mean to sound like old-fashioned, but do you mind if I make sure you get back in the house? It's strange times these nights, you know.
And Lula actually like blushes when he says this. Blush of life, like just like that.
Have a good night, dear.
You do, man.
And she will walk back in.
And
I
he
walk
does-
away from the security camera.
You're like,
Yep, nope, doesn't it?
while Miss Lula is outside, what do you all do?
Can I talk to you for a second?
Sure, I'm just gonna watch them two pretend they're not flirting. You wanna watch with me?
Yeah, okay. Can you just then walk away, I guess?
Turn off the various cameras.
Oh, come on! I was watching
And go
that!
ahead and go back to my book. And then I give you the remote.
Thank you,
I just
buddy.
live here.
Just the exterior cam. Just the exterior cam. But like...
Yeah, get it?
What's up?
Reese, I know I've been, distracted,
Okay.
since the beach, but
Mhm.
you know that wasn't your fault, right? What happened?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying they're not my childer.
I mean, what happened with the 10th one? You know that wasn't your fault. You were shot. You had had blood taken from you.
It was my fault. I made a choice. That choice was inflected by circumstance, but it's what always happens. I get hungry, and everything I believe goes out the window.
That's what happens to all of us, Reese.
Yeah. And it isn't good, and it isn't not our fault. Lawrence Hale had a family, was an accountant. He
And
didn't deserve what Pander did, but he sure as hell didn't deserve what I did. I think it's okay to let me live with that. Unlive. Whatever.
Well, what are you going to do then to make up for it? If you're going to carry that burden,
Do better moving forward, meaning I don't want to feel like that again. Not eating mortals.
Fab,
better.
when I met you, when you were beating up those cops, what I saw in your eyes was the same. I know what it's like to have a sire abandon you, to grow up like that alone, to not be connected to anyone. And I didn't want you to have to continue to going through that. Now you got 9 little children out there. I know it's hard to think of them like that. But they are alone, Reese. They deserve to know what the fuck happened. And who they are. And who you are.
So I'm trying to find them. And hey, I'm trying not to eat them. But... What? What more than that? What more am I supposed to do now? They're out there and they've already been done wrong by. And it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't invited Pander into...
But you didn't know that. That was Pander's choice. You didn't make that choice. You invited him in because you wanted a clan. And you have one.
I didn't do it.
It was a fucked up way to get it, but that's what you got.
They're panderized. He messed with their blood. In some way we don't even know yet. They're not even mine properly. He fucked that up. Is gonna make things better, finally. And
you can't wait for other people to make it better. You have to make it better yourself.
You know the way I do that. I'm not kidding about the Giovanni.
Well,
they put a noose on your neck. Fuck those guys.
I'm not fans of the Giovanni. I just don't want to go in there weak.
And I guess we need those kindred. Alive. Unalive. Whatever.
I can't stop you from hating yourself for what you did. Just know that I don't. And on the days that you can't forgive yourself, know that I do.
I hug you really tight.
Ooh.
There are going to be bloodstains on your hands later.
That's fine.
I think that's a good place for us to go to break. So we will take 10 minutes and we will be right back. And we are back. So, a few minutes after Zool leaves, probably a half hour, he just texts you an address. No other words.
This is probably our crime scene.
Hopefully the most recent worm trail for you to do,
Yeah.
What's this one called?
I mean, it's got a weird name in Aramaic, but illuminate the trail of prey, I guess.
And then perhaps you can see if you see anything.
There may be objects you can touch too.
Yes, I mean, I don't think we have anything of this, unless perhaps that blood sample of yours, maybe.
Maybe we'll find some at
that
the crime
could
scene.
work. I've never tried it. Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
All right.
How was Zool?
Oh, very sweet as usual.
Mm-hmm.
I do rather like him.
Yeah, you do. All right, let's get going.
How are we getting there?
We have a few options. I don't think we're taking a horse.
Don't you have a truck?
I mean, you do have the super cab. I mean, you don't have to drive it, but you do have it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. It's very subtle on the streets of Long Beach.
I was just gonna say it's very. I didn't know if we wanted to be conspicuous or inconspicuous.
Well, we do not have Giovanni car service these days.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss that. That was
I haven't
nice.
heard from her in a while.
Oh, and the one time we could probably enjoy it too without having to worry about it.
Oh,
Just
too
a shame.
soon, Lula. It will always be too soon.
I mean, you guys got Joey's number if you want to see if he'll send you a car, but he's also just as likely to just tear through the fabric of reality.
Yeah,
We'll take the truck.
there's a future time for.
But we should work out a car service.
Yeah. It's like, I just imagine that text to Joey, you know, cool. Don't freak out. Could you send us a car?
Yeah.
Hey,
No.
buddy.
You know, I almost
Now's
don't
not
hate
the
that idea.
Speaking of horses, though, while we're out, perhaps we should get some glue for this horse head, dear. I have always loved it. It does remind me of the growing up and seeing you grow up around the carnival with your grandparents and parents.
That was weird.
St. Valentine, the fact that she's like seeing you grow up. What? You didn't know, Lula.
I mean, I knew there was a spiritualist. There was a medium that my parents talked about, that my grandparents had a relationship with. Okay, all right. So that all right. Okay. I'm sorry, that hadn't I hadn't put that together in my head until now.
You
I
were
mean, for
like
the best.
spying on mortal Val, like as a baby.
No, not intentionally, dear. As you can see by the decor, they had a wonderful carnival that they did, and I would just come in occasionally.
That's how
to-
you knew.
to read palms and do a such.
When we were in San Diego, and you got the vision for us to go to Long Beach, I never knew, like, why that guy.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. He's been quite a staple here. When I think Long Beach, I think St. Valentine.
I got it now.
Yeah, my family's been here for, well, I guess I'm the third generation now.
That's so towny.
Yeah, I'm legit. This is
Let's get going.
Also,
Get in the truck.
speaking of horses, where is Justice? Justice the horse's name?
Justice is not to be found.
Ghost. Justice was the horse and we're alive.
Yes. Yes.
Right. I'm like, no, there's a horse named Justice.
that I care about, that I'm very invested in.
That
Yeah.
I don't know where he is.
No, Justice is my middle name. And a horse.
Ghost.
Separately.
Where is Ghost? I mean, where are you boarding him?
Boarding it.
Well, I thought there
Is that
was.
the word?
Yeah.
Like a
it is.
plane. You know, you board a plane. It's
you
all
board-
mounting. Yeah.
You board
You
animals and
board
kennels.
horses.
I don't.
Staples.
I don't.
That's what they call it.
Well, there's I mean, there's land nearby, right?
A little bit. Yeah, we're in a kind of suburban part of
Oh.
the LBC.
I mean, is he,
Yeah.
you know, they have that, though. I mean, is it one of those setups where it's kind of like a little stall in the back and, you know, you got to take him out every once in a while? But, I mean, is he basically kind of
We-
here-ish?
We have a home stall that's like, you know, for visits.
Mhm.
But I would say that I have built basically a little sanctuary for him, just outside of town. That's he is free to go to and from.
Follow-up question. Have
Mhm.
you Ghouled Ghost?
Oh yeah, Ghost is super ghoul.
Just make sure. Yeah.
Ghost
it's-
is being ghoul.
It's a whole other thing, yeah, when the horse is Ghouled. Yeah, right, okay.
That's why he's allowed to roam freely.
Yeah,
'cause
no, he's
they
fine.
know.
No, he's good out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's also like
Yeah.
there
He's
are
gonna make it after all.
Yeah.
there's like safety precautions. Like
Right.
he's safe.
Because I was like, the extent to which coyotes are a factor is the extent to which whether or not he is Ghouled. So, no, he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Right.
Strong horse.
Now I have to know what discipline does Ghoul possess, or does Ghost possess as a Ghoul?
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
oh yeah. He can do one of your things.
Fast horse,
Yeah.
strong horse,
Right.
tough horse,
Right.
Drunk horse.
Pretty horse.
Persuasive horse.
Well, so
Hey.
this is where things
Seductive
get this is
horse.
where things get complicated. Not to go too far in the fourth wall, but this is one of the details of how to play the game. Your ghouls don't necessarily inherit powers you've got. They inherit powers you could have as a clan.
Yeah.
As a caitiff, you could have had anything. So as such, Ghost can have, a 1 dot power of pretty much any of the ones you want to give it.
Man,
I know, yeah. No, I
this
just
is a
dropped.
lot.
No,
right
I dropped
now.
that on you. So you
But just one?
think of it. Yeah, no, you have 1 dot power.
I vote invisible.
That's the name. It's in the name.
Of course, I vote Soaring Leap, but
Oh!
just again, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life.
Also, it'd be really great to have a horse with awe.
He's like a unicorn. There you go.
Isn't that in She-Ra?
That is
Like,
She-Ra. So
love me.
Right. So ponder it. You let us know what you say. It's an important choice to make. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna.
take your time.
Yeah. So.
This is a big deal.
sorry
Yeah,
for
but
that detour.
tonight we are taking the pickup.
Right, exactly. We're not taking the alternatively super horse.
Yeah, no.
If you look on the side of the book, there's like those red smudges. Those are the disciplines. That's pro tip, you all, again, for playing the game. The side of the base book, that red, that's where the disciplines are. Go straight to it. Okay.
Put your thumb on that weird blood-stained thumbprint that's on the edge of the spine.
Exactly. They knew what they were doing.
Flip to it.
Yeah.
So, but to be clear that I'm not at all stalling while she's looking at disciplines, your goal is to go to the crime scene and investigate, correct?
Yes.
So again, illuminate the trail of prey. The target has to be known to you, but again, you did see them all. So
Yeah.
you'll need some other form of clarification that maybe who you're looking for that you will need to locate. But beyond that,
Yeah.
you would then be capable of tracking them. Okay. So as you all make your way, as Violet drives the super cab, I'm going to assume she parks about a block or so away because again, it is not an inconspicuous vehicle.
I just not.
Do you all want to?
But it's so nice.
No, it's very nice, but that's why it's inconspicuous. Or not
It's
inconspicuous.
conspicuously nice.
It is conspicuously nice.
There we
That is
go.
true.
Very diplomatic.
So you all are roughly a block away from from the address you were given. Again, it is just a suburban area. Not the kind of place where the windows are barred. 2-story houses. Upper middle class, basically. A similar area to like where Dr. Cornelius was living, but not the same place. It's like, it's not like on his street or anything, but the same.
Which street is his street? They're all his street if he wants it to be.
Also true, but he was across the street from the park. No, but this is a similar economic strat.
Yeah.
Is where you are.
All right.
I'd like to activate Sense the Unseen and see if there's anything conspicuous besides our truck in the neighborhood.
Just as you've come to expect, there's just ghosts everywhere. Long Beach is incredibly haunted, but it is the same high density you're used to. So in that, even though ghosts being everywhere is weird, it's not weird relative to Long Beach, essentially.
We're grading on the Long Beach curve and we're doing okay.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. Yeah, you're very much like, yeah, Restless Dead. That's what I see.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's good
Just do all
mechanically.
those,
Your other ones are
normal
more
amount of
fun.
ghosts.
It's true.
All right.
But again, you all are still about a block away. When you actually get to the house, I will tell you some different things that you might observe there.
Yeah. Wanna take a walk about, Lula? Just fly a little casual?
I'm gonna turn on heightened senses and listen for things.
It's the noises that you expect to hear. The odd bad pigeon. Again, you're about a block away. When you get a little closer, you might hear some other stuff, but nothing registers and is unusual. Wind blowing, ambient traffic, couple guys tying one on, on a nearby playground in the middle of the night, But it's the odd echo of people watching the news. Normal night, normal street.
When Lula looks around, does she notice any of these individuals, these non-kindred?
And do you recognize any of the ghosts or the?
No, does she see any of the humans?
Are they within eyeshot?
Let's see if Lula recognizes any of the people. Yes, Lula. A couple of guys you've noticed in some other parks, actually. Never really thought too much about it. But you're like, those dudes were tying one on and like the, because there was the park across from Dr. Cornelius's home. There were some people in there that night. There was another park, I believe. Was Lula there when Reese went hunting and Reese ran into Violet later, but was Lula there when that happened?
No.
When Reese went hunting with Fawn? Okay, all right. Shout out to our homie Fawn. Yeah. Yeah. You're like, yeah, seen that guy before.
We should find out more about someone's story, a gentleman over there. But in the meantime, in order to go check things out,
And Lula just kind of falls down blank, and she's gonna possess one of the guys in the park.
All right. So, let's see. Let me see if you have to touch them.
When I saw you reach down, I imagined
They
you
just-
were,
you
you were
just
going
have
to
to
pick
see
up like a 40 in a brown paper bag and just go into character.
Just full meta. Oh dear. Yeah.
R.I.P. TOS.
Yeah. Yeah, eye contact. Okay. Well, I'll give it to you. Give me your resolve and aspects. Even though usually mortals are defenseless against most kindred powers, this one, I believe, since it is so all-consuming and invasive, they actually have an opportunity to fight back.
That's legit.
I'll burn a willpower.
Oh yeah, you're good for that. Oh right, because you resolve it.
Which was
Wow.
pointless. No. 3 successes.
Lula, when you reach out and like press against this man's mind, he fights back. He fights back a lot, actually. Like you're like, maybe I can't do this, but you do get him. He also had 3 successes, but ties go to the active party. So he usually you're used to kind of like slipping things on, almost like a coat. But this you sort of have to be like, and I got him, you know. And when you kind of like reach into it, you were sitting there. There's the games playing on the radio. There's a tribute to Kobe Bryant that is being played, and the other person sitting there is kind of sitting there holding a drink in a paper bag, but it's just sort of just like looking. And you notice there's one on the table in front of you too.
Lula will be like, hey, does that look weird to you? She'll say to the dude, and when he leans in, she's going to catch him off guard and use mesmerize on him.
He's like, what look weird? Everything around here looks weird.
go inside and don't come out for about an hour.
He looks at you a second and he's like, I gotta take a leak. You keep an eye on things. If you see something, just call it in, all right? And gets up and walks away.
Lula gets up very quickly and runs towards the truck.
Lula, you know when you start running, you're wearing a flak jacket and a very large gun underneath these clothes. You're like, ooh. Oh.
This was a bit better of a deal than I expected. That explains why he
Hold
fought
on,
like such a
we
weak.
see a guy in a flak jacket with a gun
But we
running.
also see Lula down.
Oh,
we can make the
Specifically,
inference.
you see what looks like just a homeless dude kind of beating feet heading towards you.
Yeah.
with Lula.
But we've also
we
seen
look
Lula
over-
go out.
Okay. Right.
So I think we are good for the inference. there.
But you, Lula, feel very much so. Ooh. Ooh.
And there's a gun?
Oh, yes.
What kind of gun? What do you got on you?
It's you especially, Vi. You know a thing or two about handguns.
I know many things about guns.
When you pull it out, Lula, it's like something out of a movie.
I would like to grab it and check the bullets.
They have large red heads on the bullets.
Is there anything inscribed on the back of the bullet?
No.
You have a badge on you?
No crosses,
What?
no Inquisition.
It looks like if somebody, like a heavily modded like Desert Eagle .50 50 cal.
But
Like-
it is modded.
Oh yeah. No, it's like something
Yeah.
out of a movie. Like if you hadn't found it in this context, you would think it's like a film prop.
Is there a badge on me or anything like that?
No idea.
Does not appear to be.
Any phone?
Hold his gun, Lula,
Mm-hmm.
and see what you see.
Yes.
And yeah, I'll activate.
Hashtag meta.
Yes, I'll activate spirit stuff.
Roll it, yeah. The gear that he's got on when she kind of like pulls it, because again he just looks like a dude, but when you're sort of like it is all extremely sophisticated tactical stuff. You guys have been around a few SWAT agents now.
Well, we've been around Second Inquisition agents. Does
You
it
have-
look like that
this,
stuff?
This looks better than that.
Oh, okay.
Like, again,
Great.
he would look like a fitting extra on a science fiction television show.
This stuff's super high tech.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Either they've upgraded or there's a different player who's running this kind of equipment and
And where's the other one now?
I sent him inside, dear. I told him not to come out for about an hour, so we best make haste. But I should let you know, I've seen this gentleman before, the one that I'm wearing. He's been around a lot of the parks. This is what caught my eye about him to begin with, so it's kind of why I chose to jump in him. I thought there was something odd about him, and I'm stacked like a brick shithouse right now, so I'd go ahead and say that I was right about that hunch. We should probably figure out what he's up to when I jump out.
Yeah, now that you're actually in the guy and you're here, I mean, he's got a big, thick, bushy beard, and I mean, he is filthy. Like, it's not like makeup or anything.
What does he smell
but
like?
He's, he smells like he's been outside.
He smells like he's been outside, or he smells like he lives outside.
Both. No, he smells like he's.
Okay.
I mean, again, from the logical deduction.
the vagrancy seems genuine.
He's probably like far enough undercover that like he's really out here.
Oh.
But he is incredibly well muscled, Lula. Like you don't feel particularly hungry. Like this dude isn't starving. So, and when you told his partner to go inside, he went the other direction from the crime scene. He actually didn't see where he went. He's just kind of like okay, and like left.
Lula.
But does he have a phone or something on him?
While you're
Not a
in
badge,
him.
but like... yeah.
Drink my blood.
Oh, that's but would I be bound to you?
I mean, that's...
No, he would.
That's a big...
Is that what would happen?
Are you sure?
I don't know.
That's a big
I've
step.
never-
Is that something I would know about?
It's a deep cut for Oscar for some of you that go far enough back with me, but let us find out how this goes.
I would be willing to risk it, dear. Just promise that. I mean,
If-
I've already.
if we are-
there's a bit going on up here already. I mean, but you know, crazy about you. There's worse things.
You don't want this guy tied to you.
You can give me your wits in a cold St.
If we
Valentine.
think he's part of the Second Inquisition, those fuckers, like, maybe it would be better to have eyes on the inside than to just let him go.
That's
It doesn't have to be me
High
if someone's
risk.
more interested.
Reese, to answer your question, he does not have a cell phone as such, but he definitely has what you think is a radio.
Okay.
Playing like an earpiece.
all right.
I will say you can tell it's not transmitting. It's not like they're like,
No, but there was a call it in kind of thing. I wasn't like...
right. It's like,
Wasn't
oh, they're
transmitted.
listening to all of this. Yeah.
No,
No,
Lula knows that.
And I got
didn't.
7 successes on the spirit's touch.
Touch that spirit.
Touch it, touch it.
Lulu, the first thing you get is boredom. There's a lot of boredom. And before that, he felt very sickened, like disgusted by something. Not like but I mean like something he saw was just like, oh. And just an intense sense of duty. He's definitely like on a mission. Like he's here to do something. And you that other person you're used to always being around. Like that's just like it's like it's your bro.
Well, those two. It seems like they've probably been together a little while. But it's something dreadfully important to them. Whatever it is that they're doing, there's a definite sense of duty.
Reason? Motivation?
Does the duty does it seem like a normal kind of protect in serve duty or more like a higher calling duty?
It doesn't particularly feel like a zealot. Like it's, I got a job to do that I believe in, but I mean, it's not like, the power of Christ will compel you type feeling.
Or they had some sort of experience which pushed them to be like, hey, I'm going to go do this because I saw X happen and it disgusted me.
Mm-hmm.
Like people going up on fire in the middle of the street. People floating through the air. Might have a strong reaction to that. So you saw him at the park?
That is true. Yes. Well.
Someone's
We
taken
might
a-
have to kill these two tonight.
I'd like the record to show I super did describe these people at the park that day, so I'm really glad you did this so that I could pay off.
I'd hate to say it. I'm not always the most brutal of us all, but I feel like maybe if this cool thing does not work and I end up struck with the awe towards you for quite some time, we need to do something to get rid of these.
We don't have to go that big. Let's not go that big. You can make him forget.
Yeah.
We can do this, and we know,
No,
but we won't let them know that we know.
My powers with making people forget seem to only last for a few minutes.
It doesn't have to be forever. He just has to not know he saw us today. Let him keep hunting whatever he thinks he's looking for, but I don't think we want to rustle more feathers.
The one time I wish Alquist was here.
3 successes.
This is all
One
super experimental, so it's difficult to say. But what you surmise might happen is the supernatural mental bond would affect Lula, but the physical benefits would affect him.
It's not that great, yeah.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? If she jumped out at the very last second, you were like, bleh.
I'd be willing to take that risk if it meant that we didn't have these loose ends running around that could possibly, get us all
No,
killed.
I want to know who they work for.
And having them continue to tell no story or an altered story to their superiors is better than, oh, what happened to so-and-so and his buddy who were supposed to watch this place and are now gone.
I just don't want
If you kneel and open his mouth, and I'd do this, and then you jump out
Yes,
as it goes in his mouth.
I can do that. Yes. Let's do that. We'll see how it works. I have absolutely no faith that this is going to work perfectly or the way we want it. But
Does he have cuffs on him?
Hi.
Yes.
Okay, let's
No,
cuff him and tie him up and yeah.
You see what when you actually start kind of looking, he's got this gun. He's got 2 clips. He has very heavy gauge handcuffs.
Oh, and take his vest off just in case.
Like, would I have a problem with them?
They probably hold you.
Prepared.
I mean, you might, you might, but I mean, it
No,
would-
but it's a question of what he was packing
Right.
when he came to this
But
place.
it is
And what he
not.
was looking for.
It's
Right.
not
Yeah.
like police cuffs that you'd be like.
Right. It would hold me, but it would not hold
insulted me.
Joey.
Probably, yeah. That is a fair assessment.
Yeah.
I'm
actually gonna...
You also
Yeah.
know, he's got a mace of some sort, a spray of some sort, and he's got a taser of
Yoink.
some sort.
Yoink.
Yeah,
I've activated
yes,
prowess.
yes.
You're like, so we're gonna loot him? Great.
When
Yeah.
this is done and I jump out and the blood goes in, you should probably also, do we have anything extra to tie around his mouth so he doesn't scream for his friend?
Hands, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to be on standby.
Okay. So where exactly?
And
is this
also,
happening?
we have to shut his mouth so he doesn't spit it out.
Yeah, we've established that you've got extended super cab. So I mean, is this all happening in the
Yeah, that
cab of
sounds
the
good.
truck? Okay.
Yeah, away from prying
You
eyes.
got them big flared fenders on the back type thing where it's all like.
I have all the things.
Right, exactly. It's a nice truck. Okay, so the plan is you're basically going to put him in position to receive the vitae, jump out. You're kind of going to cover his mouth, make sure he swallows
Cover
it.
nose.
How many? He's got 1 set of handcuffs?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll handcuff his hands behind his back. We'll tie his legs.
Okay.
I will...
He's got a key. It's not a comedy of errors.
We've taken off his flak jacket.
Did you remove it? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a little
This
big for
reminds
any
me
of
of
you.
the
Like
80s.
he's a big guy.
We're
Yeah.
not
So
wearing it. We're just taking
I
it off.
tie him up almost shibori, like quickly and beautifully.
Just yeah.
Weird flex, but
It's
okay.
kinda, like it is a weird flex, but he's so good at that type of thing. You're like,
Well, we all
You
just
need to show
stand there
that
like
off to us.
that's.
Hey,
Yeah,
if you're gonna learn how to get out of them, you got to learn how to put people into them too.
Of course, honey.
That's quite right.
Mhm.
Yep.
Moving on.
Okay.
You did good.
right. You
Naughty
get out.
boy.
You're like, I don't feel like I can get out. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
And she'll try to kind of like get out as best as she can.
Mhm.
And
I suppose we're ready.
I get into position.
Okay.
Who has his science fiction gun?
As of now, it's still in the holster until somebody says different.
Yoink.
No, we took away all
Oh,
of his
yeah,
weapons.
okay.
All, we have. He's
Lula
just a
has-
homeless.
He
man
is
now.
looted like a Skyrim body.
yeah,
Got
the
it.
flak jacket's off, everything's off.
Not only
Yes.
have we pulled him away, we've taken them out of the truck.
Got it. Right.
Are you good with guns? I don't remember.
I'm so good with guns.
Incredibly good with guns.
Here you
Anything
go.
like
Take-
a
Like a
cowboy
gunslinger.
would be good at,
Okay.
Right.
So yeah.
Slings mean shooting iron.
So you.
but like a modern cowboy, because I can also drive very
So
well.
why don't you take this heater, as they say?
I don't want him to be able to grab it.
I know.
Right,
That's why
so
we're
we're gonna
giving it
put
to you.
If
Yeah.
I may, when I jump out, if I would be able to hold on to that. I've had a dreadfully terrible tiny gun that is non-lethal for quite some
Take
time.
it, take it.
Yeah.
We put it into like Lula's hands
Yes, she's.
in like shotgun.
So
Exactly.
Lulu, when you jump out, this will be in your hands. Get out of the truck. Okay?
Yes, dear. I will tuck and roll.
Should we
you
just
wanna do
take her
this?
out of the
I mean,
truck?
or you could aim it at the guy,
Oh,
just in case, cover him.
that's probably a better idea. Yes.
Well, actually, can I look at the gun and see if it has any like security as far like does it read his identity or any of that kind of stuff?
Hard to say. Again, it's
Yeah.
like
It's like
something that shouldn't
Is it?
exist.
Is it? It might be.
maybe
you should
until we
get out of the truck,
understand.
yeah.
We'll just okay.
In
So
case it's
I,
a smart
remove
gun.
guns from the equipment.
Yeah.
I would like to remove Lula's body from the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Place her safely. Otherwise,
Whereabouts? Bed of the truck, on the sidewalk, nearby the lawn. You're in a residential area. So.
is there like a tree or something? Like, yeah, just like
Behind,
That's the
behind this
log
dumpster.
I'm imagining a tree next to the truck, and she's
Mhm.
just and you can sit with Lula, and
Mhm.
if you could be in the truck in the cab
Well,
with me.
I'm with.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm right on the guy because
Right,
I
you
am
do, yeah.
additional physical
boy.
security.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Lula, we back when we can have time to look at it. You can, try the
Yes.
gun out. Maybe not right now.
I
so,
mean, unless he tries anything suspicious, and then I'll come from behind and I'll.
well,
hit
we
him
don't
with
know what
something.
this gun does, is what I'm saying.
All right. Yeah.
Well,
Let's.
no better way to find out than to hit him with it.
We're
I'm
trying
gonna-
to go inside. This is a residential neighborhood. Let's just.
He's the
We
one
are
that got
already
the gun.
one bad idea at a time. One.
I'm gonna
One
put,
bad idea.
I'm gonna put your little gun in your hand.
Mhm.
One bad idea.
It's like we established it's a 22,
It
right?
is 22.
I mean, point blank, put a hole in somebody, but yes, it's but it is adorable. Yes.
Okay, let's do this. Come on.
Right.
Okay.
Presumably-
And
not-
I
it should
am
not be
wearing.
blood
I
into
have
people.
because I have dual holsters.
Mhm.
I'm going to remove one of those guns and give them to Alquin. Hold, not
Yep.
well, not Alquin, but
Saint
Val.
Valentine. Who?
to hold.
Alquist isn't here.
No.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I was calling him by his real name, not his fake name.
Yeah, but you're not giving him a gun.
I was attending
Anyway,
a
Hit the
All right,
player, don't hit the
Let's
zone.
go. We have to do this.
Right.
Yep.
Just so there's
We're
only
ghouling
one
a
gun on
dude
me.
because we're ghouling a dude.
All right. You
This
ready?
is-
Yes, dear.
All right. So I have slit my wrist,
It's like catching snowflakes.
and as soon as she jumps, shut his mouth.
And Lulu will
And-
jump out right there.
Yep.
All right.
And he, and like his eyes kind of widen for a second, and you see his like pupils dilate, and he's like, and then he just stops fighting. Like, I mean, he gives basically like a couple seconds of just like ferocious struggle, and then just stops completely.
His nose and mouth are covered until he swallows.
I mean, theoretically, you would know that. Oh, it just has to get in his mouth. Like, I mean, it's just
Yeah.
So
Theoretically,
right, right.
I am not in
You
the
don't know
habit
this,
of
no, I get it.
intentionally putting my blood in people.
I mean,
We've
But aren't you
never
the-
done this before. We don't usually
It goes
hang out and do
into
this.
the kindred.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
supposed to take and
This
put
is
it into
wrong
you.
way blood. This is not good, and I don't. So as far as I know, he has to swallow.
You definitely see
Oh,
the
God.
physical change of his pupils dilate, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
You good? What's your name?
Zeddies.
Zeddies.
Yeah.
That's actually a really cool name. What
Thanks.
you doing here, Zeddies?
I don't know where I am. Who are you?
We're friends. Really good friends.
He does turn like look at you and he's like, I've seen you before.
Why is that, Zeddies?
I'm not supposed to discuss it. And he is very much like looking like you. Well, who are you? What's your name? Why am I handcuffed? Oh. He like looks down at the binds and is like, I can't talk. I can't tell you. I mean, you do what you want with me. I don't care, but
No, that's not what this is about. She's here to help now.
Mm-hmm.
We heard about the situation.
Yeah, we're here to get you out.
We weren't sure whether maybe, you're on the wrong side of it, but
Before we let you loose, we need to make sure whose side you're on. And I'm gonna wave at them.
right.
And you're like,
He's can I ask for show good faith here? Like I don't know how you got the jump on me. Like you could let me out of this. Like I'm not gonna try and run.
all right.
I would like some answers to tell you the truth.
okay.
I do. I let him out.
And he
I have
does-
full confidence I can handle him.
He very much is like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. He just sort of like
Yeah,
kind of just sits up on the floor and he like nods towards the seat. He's like, may I
May you.
sit on the seat? Because he's kind of on the floor, Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He does kind of like get up and he like very slowly kind of puts his palms down like on both knees.
I'm just gonna stay nearby.
Right. and
It's
he's like,
fine. It's no big deal.
Can I have the bloodhound advantage.
Mhm.
Can I just smell him to try to find out what his resonance is?
Sure. Yeah. Roll it.
No, it doesn't say I roll anything for. But
Yeah.
I just smell.
He sort of looks around and he goes like, so you guys got me, now what? Like take me wherever you're gonna take me, like whatever.
No, this is friendly conversation stage.
We're just trying to get some information. We're trying to track down some people. Trying to figure out if you're a friend or someone who's going to be in our way.
And his fingers like fidget a little bit, and he like his eyes turn towards the park where he would have been, and like where his partner would have been, and he looks back and he's like,
He's safe. We aren't here to hurt anybody. We're not here to hurt you.
why are you here?
Some wrong's been done. Trying to help.
Us too.
Then help us make sure people trying to help don't clash.
There's both of you either give me persuasion or intimidate if you're being nice to him or being mean to him.
Lula would like to activate Sense the Unseen on him.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
You're very much back in your body, holding the. Ooh.
She's gonna look him up and down.
Okay. You roll it. Let's just to see what you see. Like if
So
it works, but it's
What was his resonance?
He is
Can I add my charisma to persuasion?
choleric,
Okay.
highly choleric.
Yeah.
Can you what? Sorry.
Add my charisma to persuasion?
Oh yes, charisma and
Oh.
persuasion. Yeah,
Cool.
I said persuade, but charisma plus persuasion. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How do we feel about manipulation subterfuge, actually? Because I'm just
Sure.
straight up lying to his
That's
face.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Good cop, bad cop, soft sell it. You know what I mean? Don't soft sell it. Yeah.
Hey!
Mhm.
4
4
out of 4.
4 out of 4.
Not bad for someone with no nothing.
I got 3.
3,
6.
6. You see the change in his aura of a ghoul. Besides that, I mean, he's a guy. He's a healthy guy.
And there's no like wards on any of his rags or anything.
He's not warded. He doesn't glow like the hunters glow because you've seen hunter auras before, but faith hunter auras. As far as you know, he's just a healthy guy who is now a ghoul.
All right.
3 and 4. Okay. He's sort of he's like I don't know that I should be divulging this, but I would like you all to be safe. It's dangerous out here.
Yeah.
There are certain individuals who have been preying on people in the area.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to put an end to that. You're like, no.
You know, just to listen to the
Horrible gas.
I'm good on the rouse, but like, right, just in case.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Those individuals, wrong has been done to them. They have been misled and abused, and we are also here to stop that. But not by ending their life. Have you ever had any experience with brainwashing?
Just following orders, right?
We believe we can help these individuals. Help them see the clear path. If we can't, obviously, we'll do what we need to do, but...
You see, as he's looking at you in particular, his pupils are like dinner plates. But I mean, otherwise, he's like, yes, quite. I mean, it's like, he's like,
like he's scared?
or no, he's love.
Or tons of MDMA.
Yeah. Or Kano dose.
Yeah.
But like the rest of his affect is very like, stiff.
Are there more people that are helping?
Yeah.
Good. That's really good. How many are there? Look, I'm not.
You all cut me loose. Give me back my vest. Maybe I can point him in a different direction for the night. If what you say is true and you're here to help, I'll make note of that.
We don't mind you finding them. We just would like them when you do, so we can remove them from the street and make sure they are taken care of.
Presumably you all inventoried my personal effects.
Mm-hmm.
And you know I'm more than capable of taking them off the street.
I think you misunderstand me. We do not wish to kill them. We wish to return them to the people they were meant to be.
Is that possible, to return them to what they were meant to be?
They're sick.
They're sick and confused.
I gotta tell you, I don't quite understand what's happening here.
Look, we don't either. Look, we didn't expect to run into you. We're looking for some people who are confused and causing harm to themselves and others. Honestly, I did not expect someone with guns in this situation.
They never do.
I know this doesn't make sense to you right now, but if you think back to maybe your life years ago, what you're doing now wouldn't have made sense either.
That is quite true. What's your name?
You can call me Tiger Lily.
Sorry, just gotta notice that my computer's about to die. I don't know why.
Ghoul it.
It's not plugged in. Okay. Can you plug it in over there, please? Sorry. I must have kicked it out at some point. Sorry. He says Tiger Lily. Okay. I don't know how you guys found me, but he starts like he's about to move, but he doesn't. And he just like nods over it like a trash can. He's like, tape a letter to the bottom of that. I'll get it.
Okay.
Dear, if I may, I'm still not quite entirely comfortable turning you loose without knowing who you work for.
Give me your charisma and persuasion or manipulation subterfuge.
Hey, Val.
Because while he is under a mystical effect, he also is like...
Yep, no, he's still...
He's still what he is.
She roused for charisma, and that was a fail, so hunger goes up.
Do you think we should make friends with the other one, too?
I don't know. I feel like I'm happy with just having. I think
Let's not make too big a splash.
yeah. Let's. We're already making a lot of ripples. I mean, I think this is good that we engage these people this way. But
If they're partners, if they know each other that well, his partner will realize something is off.
that is true.
Let me have this little...
Yep, that'll do.
That's 6.
He says, name, rank, and serial number, right? It's like I'm Sergeant Zetis. I'm a Marine out of Pendleton. Special Detachment. Urban Warfare.
Ooh, dear, how much do you know about what's going on and who you're here to apparently use these excessive weapons on?
He sort of like turns and looks at all of you and he says, apparently much less than I thought.
All right. That being said, dear, I think it's best that you probably just let sleeping dogs lie. I understand that you feel a sense of duty within yourself, but perhaps when all of this is said and done, for your own sake, just go home and enjoy your life.
Are you telling him to dominate or you're just saying this to him?
No, I'm just saying this to him.
He says, all due respect, ma'am, I got a job to do, and maybe if I'd been in that park 2 nights ago, things would have been a little different here. So,
Or dear, maybe if you had been in that park 2 nights ago, something worse would have happened to you.
are you telling him the truth? Like, do you actually care, or are you just trying to get rid of him?
A little bit of both.
Matter?
Well, it does, because he's going to see if he's lying, if he thinks you're lying.
Oh, okay.
So the extent to which you are or are not lying is important.
Lula genuinely cares about the human, but at the same time, she's also like, let's decrease their numbers by also maybe you should just give up on this thing.
At the same time, she refers to him as the human.
I mean, we are what we are, yes. He looks at you, and he just kind of like, his eyes narrow for a second, and he's like, I appreciate your concern.
Indeed, dear. Hopefully you'll heed my warning. How are you all feeling about this gentleman, and what should we do about his friend? Come on.
He's already cut loose.
Just
I mean, at this exact second, he's still very much sitting in the truck, though.
Yeah, no, he is cut loose when Reese says he is cut loose.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, when we give him his effects back, less the weapon.
Less the one weapon, yeah.
Are you saying this in front of him?
No.
No,
right.
we're just on the same wavelength.
Right.
We've worked together.
Well, y'all
Show
know how
good
I
faith.
feel.
Show of good faith.
Oh, he's fine.
Would you like me to retrieve the other one? All right, dear.
I'll head that way back to where I think he was over by the.
As
I mean,
Lula?
you told him to go home.
She told him to go inside and don't come back for an hour.
Mm.
He's just been peeing this whole time.
How long have we been out here, technically?
Minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
10,
quick.
10,
Feels
10,
like
15,
minutes to me.
10, 15.
Then yes, as Lula, I will head back that way. I'm going to rouse for Blush of Life. I fail again. 3 hunger.
We're gonna give you
Lula,
some.
the silence is deafening. Like, they should be shouting your head off. Nothing.
I would like to walk with Lula. Give you some privacy to change.
He's, show good faith, right?
I'll turn around.
There's a tracker in that gun. Take the clip if you want, but it's got to come back to me.
I have walked away, so.
No, he says it before you go. Like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What special kind of ammunition is in that, dear?
Incendiary.
Who is it meant for?
Whoever I got to pull the trigger at.
That's fair. All right, dear.
So they're taking off? All right. He's
Do you give
changing.
him the gun back? You can take the clip out of it if you like, but I mean, do you give him the...
Yes.
It won't even be a trick. If I knows enough to check him, I'm not like, this one in the hole, pow! You know?
No.
I mean, you know how to make sure the gun is empty.
And I'm here,
yeah,
and I
right.
have Defy Bane, and like
Mm-hmm.
his bullets don't scare me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna stay on site while they walk out, just to like.
Right. So you do give him the vest and the gun. Do you keep his other things?
I
I mean, we don't really need them, like the mace and the taser and stuff. We can just give them back to him.
Reese is actively advocating to give as much gear back to the guy.
Yeah, we can keep the clip.
Okay. Mm-hmm. He's like, must have slid out on me. Like,
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You're kind of a duty guy, right?
Yeah.
Bother you that it's against the Constitution to operate on American soil like this? Kind of a weird sense of duty, don't you think? Who would ask you to do that? Yikes. I'll open the door for him before he responds, just like he's doing it.
Mhm. So, do you, so you all head back over towards the park, but I mean, if nobody stops him, he comes too, though. So, I mean, like, he follows you back towards the park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Reese is actually going to peel off and start working the house
Mhm.
at this point.
Okay.
I'll go with you.
Yeah.
It
He's
doesn't
like,
take the whole gang at this
he's
point.
like, excuse me, you guys, like, you can't hurt him, though. Like,
No,
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 dear.
no, no. We just no, of course not.
Not our intention at all. As a matter of fact, you walking with us may actually help. Perhaps you could call him over. Just tell him we're lost at first or something.
he's like, Typhus, where you at, man? I'm the second lady here. I'm in the house. He's like, what the fuck are you doing in the house? He's like, I don't know. I'll be back in a minute. I'm like, doesn't sound like him.
People do strange things for strange reasons, dear. Maybe we should go to him then.
He's like, if you go to the house, you're gonna get bait. Doesn't mean you're gonna get killed. You will be seen.
Well, I mean, can you bring him out? We just want to introduce ourselves.
Hey man, can you come out here? I got some people I want you to meet. No, it's gonna be a few minutes. Like half hour, 45.
Right. That I wasn't sure how long things were going to take, but indeed it will be about another 45 minutes before he comes walking out of that house, I do believe.
How close to him do you need to be? You just need to see him?
I just need to be able to see him.
Can we just look through a window?
We could.
Okay.
He's like, I told you not to eat those street tacos, man. Like, is it what you think was gonna happen? He's like, no, it's not that. Shut the fuck up.
Can you just ask him just to go to a window? We'll just wave.
Oh, tell him you met two very pretty girls who want to go out sometime. They have a thing for men in a uniform, which is not entirely true.
He's like, no offense, man. What is your name?
It doesn't matter, dear.
No offense, man, but I don't think your type is his taste. Mine, yeah, but not my brother's.
Whatever you need to say. We need to get eyes on him. Your partner is important to you. We want to make sure that if we see him elsewhere.
He's like, can you, it's so weird, come back. Like, I don't know, come to the door or something?
Do you need to sit?
Yes, that's perhaps a good idea. Is there like a front step or something?
Yeah, it is one of the, houses kind of like basically
There are
a couple
never
streets
not
over.
a few steps.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn on I don't know if heightened senses or eyes of the beast would be best. I basically just want to look around to see if there's cameras anywhere.
There's definitely like the just a couple like on the corner, but like nothing is like very conspicuous about the house.
Okay.
It is just like a little house.
Are there any like bushes in the front or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Lula will probably, because he said that you'll be made if you go in the house. So just to make sure that she's out of scene, she'll get to where she could see whoever's at the front door, but is kind of in ding dong ditch position.
Cardboard box, If a yellow exclam appears, stop moving.
So that if she just randomly collapses, it doesn't like.
You hear federal agents down on the ground. You're already in the bushes.
I activate everything.
So, yes, okay, Lily, you kind of like get sort of a conspicuous place, and again, you do see the man. He like kind of comes out, and he's like, "What do you want?"
She'll try to possess him as soon as she can see him.
Roll it again.
All right, I'm gonna go with Eyes of the Beast. I got Eyes of the Beast ready. I'm ready. I'm paying attention.
You
Was that
watching
wits and
my
aspects
girl.
for possession?
It is not that actually. It's
yeah.
an unusual roll.
That's
It's,
what I thought.
It's 47 dice. I'm pretty
It is all the diceages. It is your resolve and aspects.
I got 33 successes.
Yeah, you're like, so, like, I've been him his entire life.
Got that in a dice pool.
He
A lot of crits.
he turns and he Zeddy's leans over. She's just like she's not gonna try and make a move. She's just like,
No.
fuck her up.
No, she's just concentrating. she likes to meditate, to feel people's auras, to make sure they're yeah, it's a thing. We're very connected with the spirit.
He's like, did you like give me something? Did you just like dose me with something? Like I don't remember anything, and then I feel like this like.
Yeah, when we found you, you were a little out of it. Do you remember anything up until
No, I
I saw a bottle by you?
was talking. No, this is fucking prop. We're not drinking. Same thing. You feel the exact same resistance because he just sort of like looks around and like you catch him for a second, and it's again you're used to this being like, and you mind. No, it's very much like, but you do get in.
Well, all right then. Tiger Lily.
I mean, do you come out of the house back over to where you all are, or do you wait there?
Yes, no,
Okay,
I walk out of the back to them.
I suppose we're ready.
The fuck? Why are you talking like that, man?
Oh, the sweet summer child.
And I'll lean over and grab my body and kind of throw it over my shoulder.
You see his hand goes to his sidearm, but like he doesn't draw it, but he's just like I mean, like clearly that's his instinct. Like the hell am I seeing type thing.
Shall we take this
yeah.
all back? All right.
Meanwhile, at the house, yes.
Oh, and I was just gonna turn to him and just be like, "We'll be right back. Everything's fine.
He's like,
But-
no, I can't.
But you should watch the house."
No, you can't. I can't let you have him. Like, no.
No.
We're not going to hurt him, dear. Not at all. Are you hurt?
I don't fucking know what you guys have done, but like,
We're just asking a few questions. Did we want to make sure that everything checks out? You know, being thorough and doing our duty as well. Making sure all of our corners are covered.
It's like, I gotta come with him. I gotta come with him.
And who's gonna watch the house?
I'm gonna fuck about what's in the house like that. I would die for that man.
I appreciate that. All right, let's do it. Let's go.
You may get the chance at some point, dear. All right.
At the house.
Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Crime scene tape.
Okay.
Outside, there is a police cruiser with, you see kind of like a head that is looking down and the faint glow of a cell phone.
I want to just get up close enough to get an impression of whether this is our buddy or whether this is like some random cop.
Oh, it is not Zool. No, this is uniformed officer standard cruiser.
Okay.
Hat.
Different hat than a Zool hat.
I mean, do we want to tell this guy we're working for Zulian?
You want to use your people skills on that one or mine, buddy?
All right, my time to shine.
That was not what I.
You approach the.
You were gonna find it harder to deal with this cop than I am. Not because of a lack of ability, but because of lack of desire.
I said we had no people skills. I mean, maybe just don't deal with the person at all and sneak around into the house. Nope, no.
Are we good at that?
Well, as of yet, the cop's not noticed you.
Yeah.
So are you approaching the car from the back, the left, the right? Are you going to try and sneak in? Like again, they're clearly stationed, but they're clearly not.
Yeah, they're clearly not paying attention.
Yeah.
I.e.
Yeah.
my modus operandi. I want to go in quiet. I don't want to.
Oh, is that what we're calling your MO now?
Okay, yeah, no, that's real. That's real. I accept that.
Let's try it your way.
Let's try it. Cause you were,
You're right, and this is gonna take too long.
It's gonna take too long.
If he's a fan, who knows how long it could take?
And like, we want to get you on that trail of prey and not signing autographs, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm
very busy.
There was. Let me see. I want to look. I want to spot where the chimney is.
There is a chimney on the house.
Because we got that.
Two-story chimney. The door is complete. Like the door is missing.
Right. The door got busted, but that's presumably where cop is.
The cop is parked in front of the house. Like there's a cruiser in front of the house, and the cop is like basically on their cell phone.
And then there's busted door.
There's crime scene tape around the house.
Yeah, I want to get in the side door.
Okay. I mean, because there always is one.
There's always a side door.
Yeah.
Like
Sometimes it's called a
angled
window.
toward where I would infer the chimney might drop down. Because like you got to come out of there.
All of the lights in the house are off, by the way.
Yeah. I'm sure someone's at a motel right now.
Give me your, or they aren't.
Or they didn't make it.
Give me your
we're about
Dex,
to find out.
Dex and larceny.
How do you feel about Dex and Stealth, though?
Dex and stealth will get you to the house. Larceny will get you in the door. So kind of honestly, I need both.
Okay.
I have a dot in lockpicking. I have a specialty in larceny.
Then that would be applicable. So give me your stealth also.
Can I roll some rapid reflexes into this, actually?
No. Rapid reflexes is about reacting quickly, not being sneaky.
Yeah, I was mostly thinking of the... That's fair. I
Feel
accept
like I sneak quickly.
I accept it.
You look
So I don't
really
have
cool
stealth.
while sneaking.
Well, yes,
I just have larceny 1.
Then it would be just your dexterity to see how sneaky you are.
All right.
I mean, you are not a man who's used to avoiding attention.
3 on the stealth. Part 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got 1 success.
They are highly distracted though, so as far as you can tell, they don't react as you
And
Scooby-Doo sneaky walk up to the house. Yep.
And it's...
I mean, I probably just
How
kind
many
of.
on my blood surge?
I mean, I don't do like a cartoon like this, but I'm just kind of quietly, act like I'm just walking my dog, walking the street or something, and then just go the way I want to, following the breeze.
As far as you can tell, they do not react.
Good. We love to not see it.
All right, and then give me your roll to see if you can pick the lock.
Which is again Dex
Dex
plus...
and larceny.
Okay.
Yeah. And I blood searched on that. My hunger did not increase. Yay.
Blood surging on what?
Dexterity to get the larceny check.
How many dots do you have in larceny?
I have a dot.
Just one? Just
Yeah.
one? So maybe...
I'm actually going to spend a willpower to...
I was going to say, Hope, you can add 2 dice from Reese helping you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I will do that then.
Okay.
All right, well, so
So
instead...
we'll add this 2 right off. You
All
also
right,
have the willpower.
so total of 2 successes.
Okay, and you can spend a willpower now if you'd like.
If I wanted to re-roll this one. Or actually to re-roll any of the dice from the pool that were not successes.
Up to 3.
So...
Remember your
the
blood
100
dice in these rolls, though.
Oh, yeah. Let's get that one. Oh, okay, well, that's important because I just rolled a 1 on that. On that blood die. But I did get another success out of it.
Again, it's by no means Fort Knox.
Yeah.
sort of get right in. You know, Reese, you kind of like lift the door a little in the frame type thing, you know, and open up. And when you all open it up, it's a bloodbath. The place is absolutely ransacked. There's blood splatter on the walls. There's blood spatter across the floor. And there is a huge stain on the wall where it looks like somebody was thrown into it very hard because there's cracks in the plaster.
Right, that's going to be the... Well, that might be the bruising one. I want to look around, like, there's going to be some blood pool, like, a couple blood pools where they actually ate, probably. I just want to see what I see in this room. Just kind of figure it out. Try to figure out what happened, what they did here.
Both of you give me your wits and investigation.
How do we like Streetwise?
No, you're investigating. This is
Yeah,
not
no,
Streetwise.
I know what I set it up, but you also know I have to try.
That's true. You don't try the answers always know.
Exactly. That's 100% of the dice you don't ask for.
Well, that was awful.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend another willpower to get something.
Mm-hmm. You successfully rolled a disbelieve over there.
Can you re-roll a hunger die?
You cannot. So not the hunger die.
Okay.
And up to 3 non-hunger dice.
So on what, a 3?
Mm-hmm. Up to 3, yes.
Or it was on a 3 when I got it. Okay, so I've got 1 success.
And what did you?
I also only have 1. There's blood everywhere.
There is blood everywhere. And as you are looking around here in the room, and your eyes kind of rotate, against the wall, the far wall, written absolutely in blood, you see a huge Anarch A. And that's a good place for us to stop. So we will come back next week with the... Apparently you guys know some hunters now. That's cool. Some 2-eye dudes. And we're going to find out what fate befell these poor people in this house. So...
I'm going to start licking everything.
It's true. It'll be yours when you lick it.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Real quick, tell the people where they can find you.
I'm Sam DeLove. You can find me on Twitter at Tchaikovsky, ChaiKovsky. Catch me later today on Saving Throw Show at 5 p.m. PST for New Pantheon. It's the Demigods play under Stephen Pope, where I am playing Bells, a child of Aphrodite and absolute opposite of Reese. You can also catch me here tomorrow on QueueTimes for Clear Skies, the Star Trek Adventures RPG we do. That's 6:30 PST. And catch me on Plunders and Blunders, the D&D adventure podcast I do with my friends. That comes out every Monday wherever fine podcasts are distributed. Also, Tuesday is the premiere of a Dark Suns, a 5e game for LFM that I'm playing in, and I'm very excited. Yeah.
Dark Sun's wild.
I'm looking forward to it. And much like this game, I will have no secrets.
Dark Sun's a lot, yeah.
I'm running that at D&D and Castle this year as one of my games.
You're doing Dark Sun?
It was one of them, yeah. So I definitely want to watch that and check that out.
Yeah,
Didiac for life!
Dark Sun's a lot. Yep.
I am Melee Damage. I was playing Lulu Castile, the Malkavian. You
Is she?
can...
Malkavian?
In her heart, she will always be Malkavian. She did
Just
not
twist
agree
the
to
knife,
it.
Dave.
Genevieve is a bitch.
She's a Malkavian or a Malkavian.
That's it. We're done here. They don't get to sign off.
Yeah.
It's just cut. Yeah, you can find me on all the socials at Melee Damage. That's MAYLERGH, not Melee, the real way to spell it. Melee, like my name. Yeah, I have a Patreon. I do music. I do storytelling sometimes on B-Dave's Patreon. His stuff. You can catch me anywhere. Just add me on the socials and you will be up to date on all of the things that we do, including some more guest appearances with these wonderful people coming up in the future as well. So
I know I want you to say your thing, but the official name of D&D in a Castle is that, can that be said?
In like a week.
Okay.
And there it is, D&D in a Castle, but yes, okay.
Stay tuned.
But I mean, that's the name.
That is the name,
D&D
yes.
in a Castle. But yeah, you can see, most of the time you can just see me in person if you go to D&D in a Castle in England, and then, or if you hang out at Alamo Draft House, at any of the events.
Which is
Ew, it's so fun. My name's Ash Minnick. You can find me on Instagram at astronaut44 or on Twitter at moonclad_Ash. Don't tweet much though. Yeah, so find me in those places. I've got nothing I can tell you about right now, but several things coming up that was soonish that I can talk about. But
Any hint you can drop?
we have some things.
We got stuff.
We're doing some stuff.
We're doing some stuff that's coming up. I've got some stuff that I'm very excited about that may or may not involve my favorite game, Hellfolk.
Kill fees.
And then event stuff that one day I'll talk about it.
I'm Malcolm Gersh. I've been playing St. Valentine. You can find me on Twitch and on Twitter as different elves, different_elves. If you want to see something else I've been in recently, I just got finished playing Yaskir in the Witcher RPG on Hyper RPG, which is up on YouTube right now. So go to YouTube and look up the
Toss a
Witcher
view.
RPG,
Yeah.
Hyper RPG, yeah. And that was a lot of fun playing that character. And especially a lot of the audience and us were fresh off of seeing the show, very energized to play those characters. But the game was excellent. Emily Jacobson ran an incredible game of it, and Naeem Stewart played an incredible Geralt. So very fun.
I was going to say, I totally forgot. If you are in LA, you should come to Alamo Draft House on Tuesday, February 11th. That's what that date is. Because we have the brand new Mondo game, Video Vortex, that's just come out. That was entirely designed and produced and published by Mondo Games, which is awesome. Is launching, and it's new, and you can come play it, and it's so cool.
B. Dave Walters. I'm also doing a Witcher charity game later in the month with the guy that voices Geralt in the games. Dan Corkle, I believe, is that pronounced his name? I apologize if I said his name wrong. Doing like mad charity stuff. It's all on my Twitter. I'm B. Dave Walters everywhere. Victor Temple on LA by Night. Freely on Beyond Heroes. A bunch of stuff that we have coming. Like we have like a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
We have a lot of things coming. That'll be a lot of fun. So, but hey, thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Okay, bye.